Hey everybody, welcome to D&D with R&D. R&D isn't here right now, but you've got us instead. We're gonna talk some shit for...
He's making food.
He decided to make food, because we have a lot to cover. A lot happened last week. So Micro's gonna talk for the next 5 minutes while R&D is gone.
I'm trying to remember what the fuck happened.
So like, much. So, we ended...
I know that we're now like a new and upcoming mob.
No, we started at the beginning. We started at the end of the fight. right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
we had Claire was there, and
We had a
she-
talk with Claire, yes.
Yes. And when we went, had to like wait around to go back in time. So
Yes.
some of us
Well,
did
we'd
some
already gone
shit.
back in time, but we had to figure out. Okay.
Like where in time we
R&D
are.
sounds like a cartoon. There's like banging noises and the sound of a cat meowing.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Did you not mute? They didn't mute themselves.
Wireless headphones for the win. I can be here and listen and make my quesadilla. And I didn't realize that it was already connected to my computer. So,
See, I can hear
When-
him.
Yeah.
yeah.
In your
I heard-
Oh
headphones.
god, you have double there.
I could just yell really loud and then I could go through process.
Hey, now you can figure out how much of the delay there is. Okay, so yes, we ended the battle and we talked with Claire and waiting
We
for
found out
her.
that we're like that we instead of going back like 2 weeks, we went back 3 months.
Oh yeah, we
So
did.
3
now we
months
have 3
earlier.
months to prepare.
And we were in the middle of some jungle. Remember, we ended
Oh,
up in
Sure, in the
some.
middle.
Yes,
Felix did work on guns.
we'll get to that.
Okay.
We
So much
yes,
happened.
just saying things as I remember them.
We went out of the temple, and it turns out we are north of the never-ending tops,
Yes.
everlasting peaks.
I don't remember. It's on the map.
The eternal mountains.
The eternal sunshine of the spotless minds.
Big rocks that go on forever.
Geological formation that never stops. We in the jungle, the mighty jungle, and
The lion sleeps tonight.
we traverse this jungle, and
We did.
I
eventually
climbed a tree.
yes, and eventually got to the mountains, to the foot of the mountain, and then we had to find a way back into the Underdark, which through sheer luck we managed to do.
Yeah, we
Okay,
looked
team
around.
effort.
We looked around at caves and went, not that
We
one.
went spelunking.
I potentially found a criminal hideout.
Yes.
So we went into the Underdark, and now, so we have 3 months, well, 2 months and quite a lot, almost 3 months, to prepare. We need to infiltrate
Mhm.
the somehow get the auction, be there at the auction to prevent
Yes.
the attack.
Oh yeah, because Claire told us that she saw what happened.
Yes, which was people going up and pulling out guns, basically.
Yeah, it
I
was some
think?
kind of construct that
Yeah.
pulled out some guns and just started
Oh,
rat-a-tat-tatting.
Shooting everything.
Yeah, like I think it was 2 constructs. Like they were like the first event to
Well,
go.
not quite.
There
I'll
weren't
correct you on that.
constructs,
One of
no.
them was a construct. Well, she called it like a construct, but she also compared it to those creatures from Eberron. So, for those of
Yeah,
you
also
Okay.
Warforged,
who know,
yes.
they are Warforged. So,
It's
Okay.
so
Not really
trippy hearing you in the
constructs.
kitchen and hearing you in my headphones.
They're constructs, but not the same kind of constructs as we've encountered before.
Right.
yes.
They're closer. They're basically synths.
Mhm.
To use science fiction term.
Yeah.
Well, they're the step in between robots and sphinx, the droids, effectively. But kind of more like
They're way more
Yes.
complicated than anything you've met so far.
and they're actually alive.
I'm gonna think of them as Star Wars droids and then just go from there.
It is, yeah. Okay, gonna finish catching us up
Yes.
because I was gonna say it is so stupid how at the start of the show, like I don't remember anything from last week, and then you start talking, and then it all comes back, like all of it, like oh yeah, that happened and that happened, but for
So,
some reason
then-
it's like
Yeah, I know.
locked
Yeah.
away. Yeah, I know, right?
Okay, so that was an
Every
So
attack.
yes, one of them. So one of them was described as construct-like, and then the other one was described as a geeky-looking short guy.
Yes, and they started shooting up the place and killing people. We also find
And
out.
everything blew up.
We also found out that it appears that they had disabled some of the anti-magic runes that the blacksmith had set up in this place. Like it's basically like a conference center. Like
Yeah.
they're holding it in, and they beefed up
What-
security with these anti-magic runes, and they ruined them so there are spots where magic still worked, which is how they were able to do the shit.
And from what I remember, one of the magic spots that doesn't have the rune anymore is the stage.
Yes. We decided that the best course of action to infiltrate it would be to pose as, well, big shots trying to like newcomers, big spenders trying to like get up into the world.
We're the Golden Watch.
We're the Golden Watch, yes. And we needed wares to sell, and so Felix went and built a bunch of guns, because that's a thing that doesn't really exist here on this continent. So it's presumably something we can sell to them as like it's a prestige weapon of sorts. And we went and mined. We finally have an explanation of why there was we found almost no God's Dream. It's because we already went there and in the past and like mined the shit out of it.
Took everything we could get our hands on.
We have nearly 1,500 pieces of the fuck of stuff.
We're in the money.
Oh yeah,
We're
and
in the money.
And Etsui,
rolling around.
Etsui actually wrote in Abyssal, "Fuck you, whoever like that guy that betrayed us." Yes,
Dranos. He's the guy who's named after Drain Cleaner.
Yep.
Yes. Mr. Drain Cleaner.
We had Saccharin and now Drano.
Oh, and we all have new names too. Like undercover names.
Yes, because we also created undercover identities for ourselves.
We are going to role play within a role playing game.
Yes, and we went to.
I'm so happy we're doing it.
And we got like matching black clothes and like gold watches and shit
we're
like
the
that.
Golden Watch.
Except mine's a pocket watch.
Yes,
That's
and
cool.
we got a puppet. Because Horatio and Trevor are not easy to like hide and smuggle into places. So we're gonna disguise. We're gonna put the fishbowl somehow inside a puppet, and then we're gonna dress up Trevor and have Trevor be a weirdo who, for some reason, always talks through a ventriloquist dummy.
Yep.
But is a genius with numbers.
Yes.
Yep.
And I'm apparently I forget the word. It was a fancy word.
Oh, consigliere.
Yeah, consigliere.
Yeah, that word. Whatever the fuck that is.
Counselor. I think it's Italian for counselor.
Yeah.
Counselor, yeah.
And Claire is gonna be the appraisal guy, and I don't remember. Felix is gonna be the leader. No, Felix is not gonna be leader. That was
me.
Yeah, that was pretty because
you're the
I've
one getting the fur coat.
Yeah, I know some people who steal some things.
Me too.
Yeah, I know
you.
And Felix. I remember what Felix was. Felix was the muscle.
Yeah.
That's right. So yes, and we have headed to. I don't remember if we got into Sark before it ended.
I don't think so. I think you all were meeting up in Ambergate.
Yeah.
We were gonna meet up in.
I think after all of your mining shenanigans.
Where we rolled like amazing.
You guys rolled way too good. That's
I rolled shit.
Yeah,
but the group rolled well.
The group rolled really well.
Also, we need you figure out how much we actually spent on most of the things, so I can subtract that from the kitty.
Yes. So we did, and I did, and so before we get, we'll get into that, but also while we get into that, so I was, because I did not expect you all to want to make guns. I was just kind of going off of vague memories of how much guns cost in the DMG. So, and I forgot that there was 2 kinds of guns and bullets, which are 2 things we didn't quite think about. So, I'm gonna let us retcon which kind of guns you want to make, because there are, if I remember correctly, there are muskets
Rifles
and pistols.
Oh, okay. Yeah, probably pistols make more sense for the kinds of people
I was thinking pistols.
Okay, so if you're gonna stick with pistols, then we can stick with the cost that you had. If we were gonna go with muskets, they're gonna be pricier.
We deal with people who want to conceal their weapons.
And then bullets are gonna be are also you probably want to make bullets. But how you're gonna make that's probably also going to add to the cost of things depending on how many bullets you want to make. They come in packs of 10, not really packs of 10, but you get them in tens. So it really depends on how many you want to make, and then I'll kind of give you how much it costs you to make those with the help of whatever that guy's name was.
Well, I think bullets are not that difficult, especially for they're just going to be round balls.
Yeah, they're gonna be way cheaper, but you still gotta make them. They're not gonna be. You can't just go
pick them up
any,
off the ground.
Yeah,
can't get
you
ball
still
bearings.
Gotta make them.
Well, sure, the bullets might be cheap, but you also need a cartridge.
No.
These are not those kinds. These are Renaissance guns. These are more musket like.
Arboresques. Is that what they're called?
So we still need gunpowder.
Yeah, you'll still have gunpowder in it, but it won't need a casing. It'll just be shove in the gunpowder, shove in some other stuff, shove in the bullet, point and aim.
I think in the cost of bullets kind of comes all that. You don't really have to,
it's more we also need to remember to tell them how to make gunpowder.
Yeah, this is information that you all can have or know, but cost wise, you just have to, if you want them to be able to shoot, you're gonna need bullets.
Yes.
Yeah, we need some. Yeah, that's all right. We've got some time.
We need to have enough to do like a demonstration. I probably also have something so we don't they don't immediately have to. I don't know.
Oh well, here's Chrissy. Yeah, well, the other thing too is they'll need their own gunpowder supply at some point, but we should pick some up too.
They can
you can sell them the bullets too. They're gonna need bullets.
Yeah, and they're not going to go to waste.
They're not going to go to waste, but you got to decide a number of bullets that you want.
All right.
And then I guess I don't have to be secretive about the amount. It's going to cost you 1 gold per 10.
Okay.
How much do you want to spend?
We don't need that much.
Well, here's a question about maybe Chrissy. How many guns would we be making? And you figure 10. I don't know. I kind of think it should come with at least 20 bullets.
Yeah, you guys made 80 over your time.
80 guns.
Yes.
80. We should say pistols now.
Yes, 80 pistols. So together you all made 80 pistols and paid your 40 gold each to get them made, along with helping out and spending your time helping out with it.
Yes.
Right.
And then, so we'll retcon that you also spent time making bullets. It's just how many bullets. Those are much easier to make and they're much cheaper. Like I said, 1 gold will give you 10 of them. So they're really more like Tiaho can do that in the background every once in a while. You'll go around
take
pretty quickly,
the
so you don't
scraps off the floor from the steel and put it in, melt it down.
1 million bullets. No.
I'm just thinking, if you're gonna buy a gun and someone you're gonna pay a lot of money for a gun, and then the person who has the bullets only gives you 10, it means you're gonna be able to use this expensive gun 10 times. I think 20 is a good. And we'll just pass the cost on to them anyway.
20 per pistol?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what?
So 2 gold per gun.
That's 1,600.
2 gold times 2 gold per gun times 80 guns.
Yeah.
Is 100.
160.
160. Yeah, I was gonna say it's only 2 gold. It's not 20 gold. It's not. It's 2 for 20. It's not 20 per 1.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah, you're right.
That's okay.
You calculated how many bullets we would have.
Yes.
Yes.
You're gonna have 1,600 bullets, but no, yes, 160 gold if you want 20 bullets per.
So the average
pistol.
amount, the amount that the average American has.
Yeah, basically.
I don't know how
That's
many
funny because
bullets I
it's sad.
Mm-hmm.
It is sad.
But
Do we want to make that amount?
yeah, I think
Yes.
we're just gonna pass the costs along again. This
Yeah.
is gonna
Yeah.
go like hotcakes. We're going.
160.
Yeah. So at this rate, it costs you 42 gold to make each gun.
Oh,
think
I have
these all-
I have a suggestion. I think we should make 10 more bullets just for demonstration purposes.
Yeah, sure. Sure. We just throw
Yeah.
another gold on top.
Yeah.
Another gold,
I'm
yeah,
down with
that's
that.
fine.
That 161.
We did already subtract the cost of the guns last time, right? From the kitty.
That should have been 3,000 something, if I remember
I think we
right.
did.
You did. We talked
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just take
So
off
I
another
just-
43. You say demonstration like we're not going to be firing these guns. Reed says.
Mm.
Like, she's like looking at the gun going, oh, you know. I
All right,
mean,
and so
Yeah.
things
this
go
takes
bad.
us to something else.
161, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
161.
Okay.
You are correct. This takes us to another thing. None of you, now that
none of ours are profession.
yeah, now that Felix has made guns, none of you are proficient in this shit. Like, you can learn to shoot them without like killing yourselves, but
Yeah.
when it comes to actually using them, you are not proficient in guns.
Fair enough.
Any of you. Like, these
Well,
are
even me, I'm
wild.
a fighter.
Even I don't
Do you
think
have
even
proficiency in explosion?
guns?
Yeah, in guns in your list?
I think
like it's a
Yeah.
separate proficiency. After reading through the PHP and the DMG, like they are separate proficiency. Like I could say that you could probably become proficient way faster than anyone else.
well, you did
But-
also make them.
Are you proficient in them? Probably not. Like, so as far as combat is concerned, you won't be able to add your proficiency bonus. Of course, you can still use them.
You're not going to be
Sure,
when it comes to-
outdrawing
Surely
anybody anytime
Surely
soon.
each time you finish a gun, you would do a test fire. So you would also gain some kind of experience.
Test fire
making
is
them.
not aiming it, though.
Yeah, test
Okay,
fire.
but
Test
that was
fire
still
in this
gain.
shop is
Oh,
literally like
there's a
into a
world
point in the
where-
floor.
Where Felix isn't aiming and trying to
Yeah,
do.
like Felix is not she's not practicing. She is like,
Okay.
here's the gun, poop, shoot into a bucket with sand in it, move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
there's no
Wow.
results, there's no feedback, there's no like she will know how to fire a gun. She may even know how to clean and maintain a gun after all this.
Yeah,
nonsense.
sight it. You know,
Sight, like she
Yeah.
will know, but actually like accurately shooting the gun, it's gonna be up to her dexterity and a d20.
that's it.
That's it. That's what all of you are gonna get if you
Okay.
try to use them. Like I will gladly grant you that Felix can teach you all how to shoot it, but knowing
Yeah.
how to do something and actually being proficient at it, two different things.
Oh
So
my gosh.
And if
At
we
the end of your
crit
90
fail, it blows
days-
up in our face.
yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. As long as you're whether
And I'm
you're
gonna have-
going to hit. So and maybe to keep in mind for your like demonstration, maybe don't try to like get a bullseye. Maybe try to come up with something else because you're gonna have to be real lucky
Hey.
to get.
I
Yeah,
bet I
set
could
up
hit
a-
the
set
side
up
of
a-
that
Realize
barn.
something.
Set up a big plate or something. Like to aim at.
No, no,
I
I-
just realized something.
What?
Do any of you know Six of Crows?
Mm-mm.
Oh man. Well, in that book, there's an adorable gunslinger, and he's my child. And and I just realized since I'm a dual wielder, I can become him.
You could. You can definitely become proficient in guns. It'd probably take some work, but you could get there.
Well,
Well, I mean,
she's
how many
using
days have we
aiming.
gone through now?
We've gone through
Once
a
I
lot.
have the
yeah,
guns.
about a month, I think.
we have time left when we get
Oh.
to Suck.
I'll work.
Proficiency
every
takes
day.
like 6 months. Gaining proficiencies.
Well,
I
could
feel
start
like I need
now.
a fedora.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously.
Well, can we
I
become
wanna become
proficient enough that we
Jasper.
could like reasonably demonstrate it?
It depends on the setup. Again, if you're gonna demonstrate by shooting the side of a barn, probably yeah. If you're gonna demonstrate by trying to get a bullseye on it, probably not. Like, depends on what your setup is going to be. So
How about
knowing that you're not proficient might
how about
need
strawmen?
to.
How about like scarecrows? We would line up some scarecrows, take some shots, see how it goes.
You'd probably be. They're not. It's not like their AC is going to be super high, so you'd probably be okay-ish at it. But there's still. I would probably put it at like a 50-50 chance of hitting the.
Yeah, it's more like I want to be able to show the damage it does when it goes through. So I wouldn't even have to be far away.
We could just shoot at close range. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, just walk up to it. Like, boom.
Yeah. So things like that might be a better thing to think about. Is maybe you need a bigger target and at a closer range, and rather than trying to demonstrate your proficiency with them, demonstrate the destructive power of them.
Yeah, and just be like, hey, like with these that are like a decent amount of training, like you could become really good at hitting with these.
It
like
slices, it dices, it julienne's fries. I don't even know what that means.
It sounds good.
I could
Let's
cut
see
a
if that
tin
sounds
can
good.
if we had tin. But yeah, let's not try to sharpshoot it. Let's just do
Yeah.
assassin
Well,
during
so
the fireworks
excited.
show.
Yeah, and then something else to
That
keep
during the next 2 months, I'll be working towards proficiency. Well, I may not be able to get there.
Yeah.
Felix worked on it.
Yep.
I want to work.
So
on
if you're gonna
proficiency,
do
I need
that,
to
you
become
probably
Jasper.
want to buy some extra. So you missed this conversation about buying bullets. So you might want to buy some extra bullets for Felix to be able to practice.
I can set up to like 170. So we have that will give us plenty.
Okay.
What's plenty over like an extra 20 or 30 or something?
According to the
that's
book,
like
they get
100.
destroyed when they're not like arrows. They get destroyed
Yeah.
when they get used. So if you get another 20, that's another 20 practice shots that Felix gets. That's probably not enough to get her proficient.
No, I
Or anywhere near that.
I meant like getting like instead of paying 160 for them, we pay 170 for them, and we get 100 more.
Oh,
Yes.
sure.
So I need to become Jasper. That's all I'm thinking about right now.
I mean, like we have
I'm
plenty
barely
of
paying
money. We can
attention.
just say 200 if we're able to make that amount. That's like
Yeah, they're dirt cheap. You just got to actually get them. And
Yeah.
also know that once you run out, you're probably not going to find any more until you find this guy or someone else who can make them for you. Granted,
Well,
bullets
if
aren't
he's
that
making
expensive.
them with, you just said Tiaho could make them.
Yeah. So
That's true. So you could, yeah, as long as you found
I mean
the area to make
like,
them in.
I
They're not
have
that hard.
I have a forge. This
Yeah.
was all part of my stuff was forged.
Yeah,
and
Felix might
decorated.
actually be able to learn how to make them. So
Yeah.
yeah,
exactly.
it'd probably just be the time to make them and the materials.
well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Felix,
save two.
you
I'm
need
gonna save
gunslingers?
200.
200 extra. Yeah. So that gives
Well,
you
not
200 extra bullets.
like 200 extra gold. Sorry, like I'm gonna raise it up to 200.
Up to
what I meant.
200 gold. Okay.
Yeah,
So
so that's 2,000.
2,000 bullets. Perfect.
Okay.
That
So
sounds like
That's a lot of bullets, but
I want 2 guns. I have to have 2 guns.
that's what you got to do to actually get proficient in them.
I need
Spend
2
money.
of them.
we also so that's the price. That's not the price of bullets. Then there's the price of all the clothing and stuff.
All the clothing and stuff. Okay. So,
I think we bought some clothing last time.
Yeah, but we
Never
didn't
picked
pay
it up.
for it.
oh, you mean so you have clothes which are I think a little bit pricier, but you found some clothes that are more you found some like super fancy clothes at the in stock a while ago.
Mhm.
That you haven't picked up yet. It's not. I don't think it was finished for you yet.
It's not. It doesn't exist yet. The order.
It doesn't
hasn't been put in
exist yet. You haven't even asked for it yet. And yeah, even the thought of it doesn't exist yet.
Oh, that's
But
true.
that one, when you get it, is more like a minor magical item where you're gonna get, advantage on charisma based like social interactions.
Yeah. So how much
so
is
it's
the
more
clothes
expensive.
and stuff we bought this time?
So the clothes are 25 gold pieces per person, which would take you to 150 gold pieces. I don't know if I asked if people needed a disguise kit or not. Disguise kit. It'll be 25 if you do need it.
Does anyone have it?
I don't. I'll need one to disguise my scales.
And I will need one to disguise.
Make myself look more drow.
And honestly, you only need one to share. Like it'll have all the things, but maybe I don't think any of you need to get disguised like in a hurry. But so if you don't, you can take your time and share it.
Yeah, but that only
it's better to use the disguise kit, because then if the spell is accidentally dropped, then
yeah.
Once we get on the stage, there's going to be magic popping in and out of the world. So like there's
That's what you are assuming right now. You don't really know how that works yet, but you're assuming that you are allowed to use magic up on the stage.
Well, she said that she saw them use magic on the stage.
Yes, but she's not sure if that was like something that they did, or if that's part of it. That's something you'll still have little vague ideas of what their security is.
20 for this guy's kid?
25.
25. Okay. Is that all? So now, do we have anything more we need to have paid
and
for?
then it'll be 25 for the dummy. Or Mr. Jiggles.
We have our pocket watches.
That's all with your with your clothes and stuff.
I'm imagining Etstole in a really nice pair of pants and black pants and a black like button up shirt that's not like button up all the way. Kind of like piratey, you know?
Yep.
Okay.
So this is good because 4 of you,
pocket watch and 2 guns.
4 of you look like crap because you've been mining for 40 days. So you all look like garbage and smell bad.
I look absolutely fine.
It's a
Trevor doesn't.
Well, yeah, you all are smelly and gross because he's been mining for a while. But
Well, Trevor wouldn't because he doesn't sweat. He doesn't skeleton.
That's true. No, I don't think you sweat, but yeah. So it's a good thing you guys are getting new clothes. But the last time we left off, it was day 40. It was day 50. It was day 50. You have 40 days left. And I think if I remember right, you were going to meet up at Amber Gate.
I'm going to subtract the 400 we just spent from the kitty.
Oh, so you're so cute.
If you're going to spend all 40 days doing your tasks, it'll take each of you like 2 more days to get to Amber Gate. Which will take you to 38 days.
Yeah.
And then you're at Amber Gate. What's your next step? You got a cart full of guns and bullets and new clothes.
Well, we need to head to Zog.
No, we were going to get Claire to teleport us in.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
That's right.
Well,
yes. So I gotta subtract those spell scrolls. I knew those.
Oh yeah, that's another thing.
Because you need to buy. I think I said at least 4, 1 for each steeder, and then you can all come in like with the steeder. Pretty much. Teleportation circle. What level are you? Teleportation circle. I don't know. I knew there was something else I need to look up. Teleportation circle is a 5th level spell. So, magic items stuff. Where are you, magic item stuff? Spell scrolls are. I hate how inconvenient the Dungeon Master's Guide is for spell items.
It's a rare item.
It's a rare item. So I think that puts it in the 50 to 100 range. No, that's uncommon. So it's probably to the 500 range.
Yes. So it's 2,000.
So yeah, 2,000 for 4 things.
All right. So everybody knows Felix, when she gets herself cleaned up, she fashions her hair into a jet black pompadour with a little curl.
Mhm.
She's
Ooh.
got black rockabilly clothes from head to toe, black boots. She's looking, and she's got the little, lip curl. She's ready to rock.
Very
Pretty
nice.
rumble. Love it.
Hooray! Trevor has gotten on like a mask and like mask kind of thing to like disguise his face, and then hood really like a hood that goes all the way over, like hood that's like slightly too big, just like to hide his face even more, so it doesn't like look too suspicious.
Not possible.
Hooded figures never look suspicious.
Yeah. Okay, it's way less suspicious than being able to see that the person is wearing an obvious mask
Mhm.
that isn't moving, like it's just dead.
Okay. What about the other two? How did you get
You want to
that?
go, Edsley?
I already described what she'd be wearing, but generally she is just going to look more drow, and her long braid is going to be twisted into a tight bun.
Yeah, I think well, Preet's going to become Philomora, and she's gonna have like black leather trousers with black boots, and then a black silk shirt, much like Etzley's, unbuttoned a little too low. And then
Yeah.
she's also gonna have
Showing off our booties.
a black a waistcoat? Is that what they call those?
Waistcoat, yeah.
Yeah, and of course she's gonna have her gold watch, in her
Yeah, we all
pocket.
have gold watches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's really looking at that fedora, but she doesn't want to look too much like somebody who needs to move out of their parents' basement. So she's gonna leave it.
If Etzley will wear the fedora.
There you go.
Like she'll have a tight low bun with like a cool black fedora on.
There you go.
All right. And then at some point in the last couple of days while you were shopping, Claire did ask Etzley to take her shopping.
Ooh.
So that because she says she doesn't know how to dress herself for such a fancy event.
She's lying.
You don't even have to incite the fact that she's a fucking diplomat, so yet she fucking does know how to dress herself for this garbage.
She's gonna help anyway.
Yeah. So
No, she just wants to get you in the
even,
changing room. That's what it is.
Yeah, it requires absolutely no insight check to realize that.
I think at this point, I don't think there is any insight checks between Claire and Etzley at this point.
Yeah, so
No
you two can have yourselves a little shopping montage where you try on different clothes and show them off to each other. Etsy starts off looking rather, not having her resting bitch face, which I imagine is what Etsy has most of the time.
Yes, most of the time.
Yeah.
She
Starts out.
either has a resting bitch face or a really cocky smile, like crooked smile.
Yeah. And as she noticed that Claire is having a lot of fun shopping with Etsy, you see that the resting bitch face kind of drops a little bit, and more of that crooked smile shows up from time to time. But yes, shopping montage for the two of you.
Hell yeah. Ship.
And yeah, so you got yourself your scrolls, you got yourself your guns. What's your next move?
Okay, well, are we ready to try to head into the city? How soon before the festival do we want to get into town to start?
Soon as possible. We got lots to do. We've got to get people excited about our wares. We got to show them off. We got to get introductions. We got to figure out if we can get into this place to scope the joint.
Yep, let's hit the road, Jack.
All right. Like Claire explained, she does know a teleportation circle inside.
Oh, I do have one. I'm sorry. I do have one thing. So when by now, this is kind of when we were in this place last, in Ambergate last.
You are. When were you in Ambergate? You were in Ambergate 1 week, 2 weeks. Yeah, around. No, you're about 8 days early.
Okay, so
you were here 30 days ago from when the explosion happened. You're about day 38, so you're about 8 days away from bumping into yourselves.
Oh,
okay, just checking. All right, so yes, go on, please.
Sorry, Pumpkin can't decide whether or not she wants to be petted by Megan or if she wants to be in here with me.
Decisions. That dog is so excited to see me every time I come home.
I know, aren't they just like love on legs?
Yes.
Oh my god, you're alive! I thought maybe you died, but you're not, and I'm so happy.
But yes, so Claire does know how to get into Sock using a teleportation circle that's like a VIP teleportation circle. She says diplomats use it a lot, but also just a lot of people, a lot of high
the
money people
So
use it.
It'll get us noticed as soon as we come in.
By high class people, they will know that you use it. It's definitely like if you have the runes for, if you know the runes for this, you either paid a whole lot of money to get them, or you're really well connected to be able to connect to it. It's not just anybody gets to come in here. So yes, you're going to get noticed right away. That's probably not a bad thing, because I think what you wanted to do was to get noticed.
Yeah.
So
Notice and
you
invited.
will be noticed. There's also, as Claire kind of says, that this explains that unlike going in through the gate where you had to sit through customs and do all that, you don't. It's actually not even Stock you're going into. You're going into the city with the king, which has a name and I forgot about it. But you took the elevator there. The place with the elevator. Unlike coming in through the city gates, you're not gonna have to go sit through customs. You don't have to declare any of your stuff. It's kind of a like,
good.
Yeah. So it's definitely a good way to traffic
the
stuff.
city with a
but
bunch of guns.
obviously, it's also a very expensive way, because it costs you, unless you have a permanent teleportation circle to here, it costs you 500 gold to do it once. So there's a whole lot of expectation that people are going to turn a blind eye to it because you spent a whole lot of money to get in here.
Yeah.
And otherwise, the common folk aren't using this to bring in anything.
Well, I would also suspect that the blacksmiths probably would not want this teleportation circle to be cut off. So
yeah, and there's definitely a lot of turning a blind eye to what gets brought in here, which is making it a nice easy way to smuggle things, and you have it.
Yeah.
So teleportation circle in and of itself is pretty easy because it's just a scroll, but it's got some few directions that Claire has to follow. So she ends up being the last one through so that she can set up the teleportation circle for all the other people. But she sets it up one at a time. It opens. She sets it up on the floor, but she somehow. You find it kind of neat, Horatio, that like teleportation circles are like usually on the floor and they just kind of glow and you get like boop up into the other spot. Somehow Claire, probably it's not like it's different magic. She just does it with flair. Manages to make the teleportation circle in such a way that it stands vertically and it looks like a big old like rather than being on the floor. So it's nothing super complicated, but it's got style. Like right, like little panache to her magic.
Now Horatio's gonna spend a lot of time like trying to like figure out how she did that. Like what changes to the magic did she do?
Yeah, Horatio volunteers to be the last cartoon, so you can watch her do it multiple times. So like I'm gonna be the last one. I want to see this. And then you all crawl on through with your steeders all packed up in through to. Gosh, I wish I remember the name of this city. but the city. Maybe I didn't give it a name.
I don't
But-
think you did.
I don't think I did. I might never
No.
have given it a name.
Well, the
No,
place
you-
where the blacksmith fair
You
was?
just no.
It's
So-
it's the like the
so
capital area,
So Sark, there's the city of Sark, which was where the
and then you
festival
like go
was.
up an elevator.
but there's an
to, like-
elevator.
Yeah,
and then there's
up in the
city above it.
castle. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, Yupon X-Spine is the definitely the king. I want to call it Blackrock.
Just
Maybe
call it
That's what I
Blackrock.
got written on my
Sounds good.
notes here.
Honestly, none
Well,
of us
what-
can challenge you, so you can call it
I'm
whatever.
gonna go.
have to go
Blackrock
back
is
and
written on my notes in
Okay.
It's a
that
good name.
section.
It's a good
So
name.
we're gonna go with Blackrock as the name of the capital of
It does ring a small bell.
yeah, Blackrock is the name of the capital of the Everlasting Tops. And so you find
Go
yourself
on.
in Mhm.
Go on forever hills.
the Go On Forever Hills. You find yourselves in a big old empty room. No one's here to greet you. This does not have a whole like there's no waiting party. You just find yourselves in a very vast open room with a very large opening at one end, which is clearly the only way in and out of this room. It's definitely enough room for your steeders to have like two of them go side by side out of it.
Well, we should go out then.
Yeah, we should go.
Yeah. As you
Yeah.
go by, you do as you make it down this tunnel. Eventually, you make it to the other end of the tunnel, and there is a single solitary guard playing with a deck of cards on a table, playing solitaire. And as whoever's at the front, whoever's kind of leading the pack, you see him pretty early on that he's sitting there playing something, and as the noise, the pitter patter of your steeders kind of reaches him, you see him kind of stand up abruptly and stand at attention for way too long. Like he hears you guys coming and stands at attention and waits for you to leave before he goes back to playing his card game.
We should stop halfway through down the tunnel, right? Like, and just keep making noises in like in a
Make him
wait
wait.
spot.
Mhm.
No, we
See
got
how long
things to
it's-
do.
I know.
Otherwise, the once you're out of the tunnel, you find yourself in a city that it's bustling. It's a city for sure, but it also feels a whole lot less crowded and less populous than Sock did. Like it's a city, but nowhere near as much fun as Sock was.
What is their what I would like to have a look at the people's dresses. I want to see, like, are people dressed more fancily? Is this like obviously all the rich people?
Yeah, you can do a little perception check there. Take a quick look around.
That's terrible.
That is terrible. It's not like you can
It's
obviously
hard
sit there and
seeing-
see
It's hard
people.
seeing out through a puppet.
Yeah, it's more like
know brand
like
names.
they're people clothes. They're all wearing to you what appears to be like the exact same thing, and you can't really like tell what's different about their outfits. That is one thing that you do notice. It's like it almost looks like everyone's wearing the same outfit.
Oh,
We're all wearing
Rich
the
people
same
have a
outfit.
uniform.
Yeah.
Oh, so we were on the right track. Rich people have a uniform.
it's very uniform.
Okay. Continuing.
Yeah,
Or were you
that's
guys
it.
gonna head down to Sock, or do you want to stay up in
Well,
Blackstone?
no, we should head down to Sark to actually like be able to do the thing we want to do.
Okay.
We're gonna have to
Yes.
find a nice upscale place to stay.
You're gonna have somewhere else to stay. Yeah, you can't.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can't just stay in the same spot. That would be no bueno.
Yeah, which spot would get us noticed? That's what we got to think about.
I think we need a suite.
had a thing. Where's the thing?
Yeah.
But yeah, you find it doesn't take you very long for you to find the whatchamacallit, the elevator again and make your way up, down. You're going down this time. Down this time. It's a fairly small fee. They charge you they charge you 2 gold pieces per streeter to take the trip down.
Okay.
So
I
not
will take that out of the kitty.
so not the most complicated thing in the world. And then you want to find something real nice in sock. What do I got? What do I got for real nice in?
Big
Please tell me that
socks.
I'm gonna be real miffed if here we go. If in
I'll
this
never
whole
find
thing
out
there
what
isn't
it
a
was.
good one. Ah, my goodness, the whole thing.
You're the dungeon master. You can
I know, but I have a bunch of tables, and I'm like, one of you needs to have something for me to do a thing because making this shit up on my own, that's so much. You find yourself the lonely unicorn.
Oh, why not the last unicorn?
That's just
I'm disappointed in you.
Well, it might just be heartbroken.
The last unicorn probably was pretty lonely.
It was pretty lonely. It was sad.
But it could just have, like, you know, fallen
It's a
out with
good
his
movie.
family. Could be a stroppy teenager, the lonely unicorn.
It's a sad name.
It's such a good movie.
So the lonely unicorn is rather high end. You have actual what do you call them? Why can't I valet parking and shit? Like there are people waiting for to take your steeders and put them away. They're gonna charge you 2 gold per night per room.
Okay.
So I don't know how many rooms y'all want to get, but that's kind of your.
Oh, wow, we are what 4?
Well, and the interns.
Yeah, there's 6 of you all together.
Do they have any
7.
Do they have any like bigger rooms where you could host?
7. There's 7
Like
of us players as well.
Yeah.
You want to find a
Like
suite.
an ensuite. Yeah.
Yeah, they can definitely if you sit and kind of chat with them, they at first you come up and you ask for a suite and they look you up and down and they're like, no, we don't have any of that. It's 2 gold per night per room. It doesn't gonna require too much of an insight check to know that they're probably not. You haven't sold them on the fact that you deserve a suite.
Right. Well, we say we're probably going to be staying for a month. We don't really want to, in narrow rooms. We have to more relax and.
Without saying a word, the puppeteer reaches in and pulls out like a handful of platinum pieces.
As I'm talking, saying, "Oh, I want to stay for a little bit longer."
And puts the bag in the bag of holding.
We really want to get comfortable where we stay.
Oh,
So who's doing the charisma roll?
You must be excuse me, I didn't quite recognize you, Miss
Singer. Philomora Singer.
Yes, I must apologize for my rudeness. I didn't recognize you. But very well. I do believe we might have a suite on the top floor. It will be a little bit pricier. 20 gold pieces per night. It does have 4 rooms, a lounge area, a fully working kitchen. I doubt that you would cook, but you are more than welcome to use our room service. We have recently installed something, what do they call it? Indoor plumbing?
Oh.
Yes, it means you will get nice, fresh, hot water in your bath instantly without having to heat it up beforehand. And the toileting is a little bit more dignified.
Sounds perfect. Yes, we'll take a. We were gonna be here for a month, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Whatever you say, boss.
Yep. We're gonna take a little vacation and really get to know the city.
Very well.
30.
Please, we're happy to have you here. We will. So you guys, I think, have 38 days left. So whatever 20 times 38 is.
That would be 760, assuming we only have one place. We can only live in one suite.
Yeah, we'll get the interns to sleep on the couch.
Yeah, some of you are gonna have to share rooms, but besides that,
well, remember, Trevor can just like sit down and sleep, and like I'm in my bedroom permanently.
you are making more excuses for why Etzley and Claire cannot share a room.
Yeah,
And I'm sure
muffin.
Etzley at
Why are
this
you
point is
getting
like,
away?
no, Chip, you need your own room.
Yes.
Oh God, I don't sleep. I'm conscious during my birthing. I'm gonna know everything that goes on in that suite. I'm gonna be
I think you can choose to sleep, can't you? No. Okay.
It
So-
literally.
Yo,
Why are you fussing at me?
Why don't you close your eyes? You can close your eyes, bitch.
No, I can't.
You can't close your eyes.
Okay, I'm gonna say, quote Sensory's rest here. When you take a long rest, you must spend 6 hours in an active, motionless state rather than sleeping. In this state, you appear inert, but it doesn't render you unconscious, and you can see and hear as normal.
I mean, I think you can still close your eyes.
You close your eyes and then you go inert.
I don't have eyelids.
You're a goldfish.
So the woman at this point is just like,
I don't have eyelids.
All right, come on, moving along, guys. Let's
the
get
You
my.
have a
lady's
very
like,
active imagination.
if we have a pet, there will be a little bit of an extra charge.
There's
we don't
no
have
pet. He
no
just likes to pretend he's a goldfish sometimes. He hasn't taken his meds today.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
You know,
well,
Just gonna give him a pat on the shoulder.
You know,
Okay, wait,
everywhere
that
we go
wasn't
with you,
supposed to be
you
in
embarrass us. Come on, let's go upstairs. I'll check it out for you, boss. I'll make sure it's all safe.
all right, you check it out.
I
Make
think
sure
Kirsty
someone
made
gets
it
my
to be in
bags.
character.
Mhm.
Yes, we will have your
Chrissy,
bags
we
delivered.
love you.
Of course you do.
And the woman when she hands you the key to the room, and she hands you like 3 copies of the key so that you can obviously share.
Mhm.
When she hands you the keys, Crete, she hands you with a card that has her name on it, and her name is Leona. Leona. God, I cannot say that last name. Lemarie. There you go. I'm not sure if it's on focus, but here's what she looks like.
Leona
Well,
Lemari.
it's focused, but it's
it's glare. Can you
Glare.
turn it?
Oh,
Oh,
it's so glary. So glary. I could actually like bring up the camera and like. There we go.
Cool. Yeah.
There we go.
Nice.
There's your fancy.
Oh, I missed it. Bring it back. Bring it back.
There we go. There she
Oh,
is.
she's a
Leona?
pretty one. Hey, boss. She's a looker, eh?
She's a looker. So, yeah, you can. Unfortunately, unlike the fancy gnomish town of Splinton, there are no elevators here, so you are walking upstairs. On the other bright side, it's only like 4 stories tall, so you ain't walking that far.
Wait, yeah, we used to walking.
Yeah, then you don't have to lug anything. You are literally just walking yourselves up. There's a nice big grand stairwell that you can take if you'd like. Otherwise, there are like at the end of the hall, kind of servicey stairwells exits if you want to. You see that most people are in fact taking the big stairwell, and by most people I mean like the 5 people that you see come in. This is rather exclusive, so you don't have like the big crowds that you do. You see a couple couples come by. Definitely nothing sketchy. Like you've been to other inns where couples going in and out of the room are rather sketchy. Like not sketchy, but like why they're there.
What's going on.
This is
They're actual couples rather than just couples for the night.
Yes, they're actual couples, very nicely dressed, all of them. And you pretty much have the entirety of the 4th floor. So as you make it up to the 4th floor, there is like a hallway which can take you to either side, and then windows kind of behind you, but the rest of the floor is pretty much yours. Like you rented out the 4th floor.
Ooh.
So,
There's a single room, and it's your room.
Blackjack Betty will, in fact, inspect every room.
You can
Just
do
like
an investigation if you'd like.
She will.
Philomore will take a seat while security checks the room.
I will
And
pull out
Talon will
my.
just sit down lounging next to the boss.
I will pull out my notebook and start scribbling down notes about the magic that Claire performed.
Claire's
How
good.
she.
Yeah. It takes you about 10 minutes to make it through all the rooms.
Jesus.
There are, in fact, a lot of rooms because it's not just that there are 4 rooms. There is a lounge area that kind of like, there's a big kind of circle-y lounge area that all 4 rooms are connected to. A living room, a dining room, a full kitchen. Each one of the bedrooms has a walk-in closet that's almost the size of the room that you're in to begin with.
Oh, hell yeah.
And so you really could like, it's really more like 8 rooms that you could use. And then each room in and of itself has the one thing that's disappointing is the bathrooms do seem kind of small. At least the individual bathrooms that are there's like 2 bathrooms that are in between each of the rooms, so each room shares a bathroom. But you do, fancy enough, it looks a little bit like a normal ass toilet. There's indoor plumbing in this place.
Snap, patent pending.
Yeah. And then there is one big old bathroom that's got like a nice jacuzzi, hot tub, and whatnot. That's almost the same size as the rooms themselves.
I'm guessing the boss gets that one.
Yep.
All I have going through my head is the line from Disney's Hercules.
Indoor plumbing is gonna be very popular.
Oh yes.
It's gonna be big.
Oh yeah, that's
Like-
what she says.
Indoor plumbing. It's
Hey,
gonna
goldfish, watch your language around the boss or I'm tossing you in the jacuzzi.
Yeah, and you have yourselves 37 days now to finish what
That's
you
a
need to
question.
do.
What about the zombies? What
What did you do with the zombies?
Aren't they-
They're locked away in
yeah.
the closet.
You've got them packed away, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
in
but
the
you-
cards.
Is that where you left them?
Hmm.
Well,
Just
what-
go
I
tame
mean-
them every morning.
yeah,
Okay.
It'll
Yeah.
be fine.
I can just go do that.
Okay, but you left them with your luggage.
Yeah, but not like obvious. Like I stored them in their closet. Like they're not gonna be obvious.
Okay.
In our carts.
Yes.
In your cart.
Yeah, I
Yes.
kind of always picture them sort of like in these sort of like floor sections, like bunk beds.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the zombies. They don't care.
Yeah. No, they don't care.
If it's a hole they can fit in, they can fit in it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Before kind of night settles in for you all, and you'll kind of finish out your night. Your luggage does get brought up. They bring up like your bags, however many bags you brought out for each. You do have you have 3 bellboys outside with luggage. They, knock on your door, let you know your luggage is here, and then very politely hold out their hands.
Yay! Tip the guys.
How much should we tip them? Should we give them a big tip?
Yeah, we want to give them a big tip. We need to be considered big spenders around here.
Exactly.
I have a guess in my head, and I'm gonna see if I'm right.
Yeah, me too.
50 gold each?
What? It's more than it's to stay in the
Jesus
fucking
fuck,
room.
that's more than the
No,
room.
like a gold piece
Okay,
each.
20% of the room is like
Yeah, 5.
Oh yeah,
is
right.
like 4 gold.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
gonna say
okay.
5.
Okay, yeah. I'm an idiot. Yeah, no. Yeah, 5 gold each.
5 gold each. Okay, yeah. So that's 15 gold.
Math.
Okay,
Oh my
so
gosh.
you can take out another
Math
15
magic.
gold from your.
Yeah, I will.
Is this whole
From your
thing just to
kitty.
get us to spend down all the money you gave us? Is that what this is?
You gotta do something with it, right? Like you can't
True.
just not.
True.
You gotta.
True.
I gave you the resources. You gotta use them.
Let's have fun.
Yep.
To be fair, he has
Heist,
spent like a
heist, heist.
fraction of the.
Yeah, you guys have so much money.
Yeah.
We still have 30,000 left.
Yeah, no. If I wanted to take your money, I'd have someone steal your bag of holding. And like now you have no money. Back to level 1.
Except for
that's no
like
fun
the
if we have no money.
$8,000 of
Well,
8,000
well-
gold pieces that Felix carries around with her. Just
Yeah, I also have 45 platinum pieces just on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
You
not
guys
gonna
are
say
way
how much
loaded.
gold I have.
This is definitely a good time to be showing off your wealth, and you have like a whole lot of investments. Like you have so much gold and like
Assets.
the God's Dream and the guns are so much money if you can sell them for a good price.
All right. Speaking of this, I think we need a little group discussion about phase 2 of the plan. Now that we're actually boots on the ground, I think we need to get
So-
real contacts. We need.
Well, we have someone who is really good at having criminal
I was
contacts.
just gonna say that.
Yeah. We have
Oh, I
2 people,
wonder
in
who
fact.
it could be.
Yes, that's.
I don't know. Oh,
Can
Never
you
would've guessed.
work your charm and magic? Maybe Claire has some leads too. I mean, a diplomat would kind of know the higher end people who do illegal stuff. Maybe between the two of you, you can get us some leads on people who might be interested in.
If nothing else, we can always.
Weapons?
If
I
nothing
love
else,
that
we
y'all
can
are
always.
pushing this ship. Thank
We
you.
can always try and go. We can always try and contact Felix's mom.
No,
that's
no,
a terrible.
no, no,
Claire
no,
is
no,
even
no.
like that's a
No.
terrible idea.
No, no,
That's
no, no.
Okay.
that's way too close, flying way too close to the sun.
If there's one thing we were never gonna do, it would be that, because it would screw up the timeline.
Like you, so Claire will let you know. Like if you can keep yourselves a secret from her, if you believe that you can do that, go
It will be
ahead.
better.
But you are playing with fire.
Okay.
Wait a
My
minute.
mother's a
One-
pretty,
one thing,
she's a
thing.
sharp cookie, you know? I don't think we should do that. That's
One
not a bet I
thing.
think we should do.
Why are you talking like
So-
that?
I
No
love
one
that
else
she's in
is
character.
around.
That's why she's staying in character in case it's Bellboy come. It's fine. I like
Speaking of Horatio,
it.
speaking of Horatio, we
Yes.
all have different names. What's Horatio's?
Yeah, what is
And
Horatio?
The
Claire's, for that
puppeteer.
matter. The puppeteer, that's right.
Yeah, we settled on that last time.
Yeah, I don't. What is Claire's name? I don't know
What
what
is Claire?
I don't know.
Claire needs
Do
an
you want me to
undercover
pick her name? I'm not sure if she.
No,
You
we'll
have
figure some-
to.
I have to pick her name.
No.
Yes.
I think actually, you know what? I think I have. I think I had a card for somebody who I wanted to use, and I was like, you know what, this would be. a good
It's
time for-
Can people go into the settings icon in Roll20 and add
it's
your
real.
code name
It's
like I did?
It's a racket. Ralk.
What?
Yeah, you
Well,
can't. It's
the
it's not your name
backwards.
if you can't say it.
Yeah, no.
It's Claire backwards.
Oh
No.
no. Even Claire hears you suggest this and just like.
that was again not in character. That was a
I
joke.
love no. I think we should just always be in
Oh, I
character
exited
because
the game on
honestly, the
accident.
things that Horatio says out of character sound like things that
Why did I
Horatio would
do
say
that?
In character.
In character.
Okay.
Or should I toss him in the jacuzzi anytime? I promise I'll do
I
it.
know, I know, but he's really good
Who's
with the
that?
numbers.
But how is that bad?
Yeah, the gear
I can't
icon
believe I did
has
that.
your.
I'm sorry. What am I doing?
No. I'd asked people to put their spy names into
Their
under
their
the
spy
gear
names, yes.
icons because I won't remember. I won't remember them otherwise.
Yeah.
Philomora, Felix, Horatio. Yeah, Horatio. Gonna be something.
Oh, yeah,
No, she's gonna go
Blackjack
with
Betty.
Madame Winifred. Is one.
Madam Winifred.
Winifred.
Not spell puppeteer.
Madame Winifred is going to be her name. And yes. Oh, so yeah, she does, however, point out that lets Felix know that your mom is really well connected. And in a different situation, she would gladly work with your mother again.
Yeah, of course. She's a sharp cookie, like I said.
So yeah.
I
So
guess I can head into the criminal underground and see what I can find out.
what are you trying to ask? Like, what information are you trying to figure out?
So we're
I
looking
don't
for
know, what information
organized.
are we?
Yeah. So we're looking for organized crime, and we're looking for not just like little crews that are running around. We're talking about like
We're
mafia types of people, but it'd probably be easier to start like with the, learn a little bit more about their structures, who they are, who's running them.
no,
And
we go in. We want to make an impression here. We go in cocky and say, hey, and like try to get in contact with the blacksmith immediately. That's impressive. That shows that we are like we
We want to go straight for the blacksmith.
Yeah, that's.
So,
I mean, that's
do
at
y'all
least
want me to
that's-
find out how to get in contact with the blacksmith?
yeah, that's
or
the
do you
first
want me to
step.
figure out? Okay.
They're actually the same step. They're the same thing.
Yeah.
But we don't we need to figure out an inn. We need to know where they are. We need to know the name of the person that we want to talk to.
Just spread, like, make it clear that hey, there might be some people who might want to sell some things at the thing that
Yeah,
the
we
blacksmiths are
also
doing.
need to not get caught by the local city guard. We've
Th-
got
there is there,
illegal
the black-
weapons.
Yeah, I don't think that's really gonna matter in a city run by the mob.
Well, depends on whether or not, if they know about us. I'd rather they know about us not because of problems.
So Claire was, as you were having this discussion, which again I'm going to assume that anytime Horatio
Yeah.
talks out of character, it's in character. As you're
was in
having
character.
this discussion, Claire will point out that you're just because the mob runs the city guard doesn't mean you're safe. It means they're probably gonna turn a blind eye to crime, but they're also, if you piss off the wrong people, they will find you. Because
Obviously.
yeah, and if you're not friends with the right people, they might not turn a blind eye to what you do. It depends on what you do. Like, you can probably get away with petty theft, but, and she kind of looks at Etzley, if you steal from the mob's family, they might not be too happy.
Yeah, it's gonna. You haven't done that yet.
Esley's just gonna give her a cheeky grin and a wink.
That's it.
No.
No, that's it. That's it. That's it. No. Etzley, you already met the mob.
No,
Well, in
yeah,
the future.
in the future.
in the future.
Yeah, but you know
I
now.
know the grandpa.
You know the grandpa, the bookseller.
You do know the
That's
bookseller.
true.
Well,
And he's high enough up to get noticed and get people to, do stuff for him.
okay.
Hey, Etzley, here's an idea. Why don't you take a little bit of a gun and just say, "Hey, look at this! In this fun. It's too bad you only sell books and you don't sell stuff like this."
I don't think that's the way to get the old man. Because we want to get to the people he's connected with, not him himself.
Now, what was it that happened? So you stole from the stall,
Yeah.
and what was what did Felix's mom say about who you pissed off?
Well, it's the
I,
blacksmiths.
the player, don't remember. So if R&D could remind me.
I have a feeling that was some sort of relationship. Like, that guy was either like his son was involved, or he was like tangentially, like he wasn't.
So he's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like the grandpa of the blacksmiths. The grandpa does not sell books at but it is a family member, a grandfather of one of like the higher ups within the family. Like, so he's not actually. So yes, tangentially related. Close
His
enough
son-in-law
that
is a
like
mobster.
somebody was like gonna involve the mob in this little petty crime. So close enough for that, but not close. Any closer, and Etzley probably would have been just kidnapped in the middle of the night and killed. So close enough for talking to, not close enough for death.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna turn to Claire. If we try to immediately get in contact them and be like, hey, we know you're having this auction. We have wares to sell. Will that piss them off? Is that like, will that be like, oh, that's too cocky of you? Like, fuck off.
I think you need more foreplay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I doubt you'll even get an audience.
Yeah.
Mm.
We need-
even if unless you have a very strong relationship, and stealing a book from somebody is not a strong relationship.
Well, that hasn't happened yet. So
Fortunately. But no, we need them to hear about us.
I have a suggestion. I came back before finishing fixing her food to say this, but maybe the way to like butter them up and get our way in is not to offer our wares, but to say that we have someone new and upcoming in town who would wish to have a dinner with you or something like that. Just for a conversation and a talk to kind of butter them up over dinner. Okay, I'm going to finish fixing food.
I think something like trying to start at the lower crime thing and like spread a rumor that we have something like some powerful magic items and some like new fancy weapons. Like, and let it trigger
I
up
think that's a good idea. We could just, go out and get some rumors started. My mom used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
Before they know it, we'll find out that they want to do it, because otherwise, they don't want to be the last ones on the block.
Yeah, let it trigger up naturally, because that's gonna seem like that's how they would normally.
That was
find
literally
out.
my plan from the start. That was exactly what I was.
Yeah.
So, but you're right. We could actually use the mechanism of sowing rumors because we have time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do have time.
We have 38 days.
125. I have that. I should grab my book, but
I think it's like a 3d6. See how many days it takes.
Let me look it up. Sowing rumors. Where are you? 125. No, these are all dungeons. Between adventures, downtime times.
We did it before we outed that sexual predator.
So village is 2d6 time required. Town is 46 and city is 66, and the characters must spend 1 gold per day to cover the cost of drinks, social appearances, and the like.
Okay, but that's one person, so you could add more people?
You can.
Yeah. And the character must make a DC 15 charisma, deception or persuasion check.
So 66 days is how long it would take you. So if you get lucky, that's a minimum of 6 days, a maximum of 36 days. Depending on your average of whatever.
But it can be done. It can be done.
Mm-hmm.
With an average of 13 days, that's not bad.
Yeah.
So 13 days is definitely in the feasible realm of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll some dice and not tell you how long it'll take.
Okay. Well, we need to know how much gold we'll spend.
Is that per person or?
I would say.
Does it say in the rules about other people helping?
No.
It says the character must spend, so it's like.
Well, if each person does it, can they total them up? Like if they each roll?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say that I have a plus 12 to deception.
So if someone got like, let's say both got 36, it would actually be both of them working it, so it would be more like
I would
13.
say. So I would so there's a charisma check at the end of this.
15.
Either deception or persuasion. Probably deception. That needs to happen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna up it from what
we aren't technically trying to deceive them. It is true that we have wares.
Well, it could
I
be
guess
persuasion.
it'll depend on what you're saying and what you're gonna spread the rumors about.
Yeah, because we're not a gang.
You're not a gang. But if you're just gonna be like, there's these people selling shit, that's one thing. So I think depending on how many people get involved, I think the DC will change. So and depending on what you're trying to convince them of. Again, if you're going to convince them to that you have things to sell, I think that would be more of a persuasion rather than deception. I think the DC for that is probably way lower than like if you're trying to convince them of
we're a gang that's running guns.
You're a gang, yeah, you're a high-end gang. Alternatively, you can also split your forces per se. So if you want to spread multiple rumors, you can each work on a separate rumor and then get multiple things put in, or split yourselves up however you want. So if you want like 2 of you to work towards, hey, let's spread the rumor that we're a really high-end gang, get
I think-
some of you to work
or
on
at
that.
least
I
big
think
spenders.
I think we should spend. Okay, I have a suggestion. We spread 3 separate rumors. One rumor that hey, there's a new like upcoming gang that's come to the town to participate in the auction.
That would be,
Two.
I think,
Golden
Edsley.
Watch.
Yeah.
I
Two.
have a plus 12 to
Okay.
both persuasion
Two.
and deception.
Okay,
Just to say.
two.
Yeah.
That, two, that there is someone who has like some really fancy weapons and items in town,
That would be me and Claire.
and three, that they also have that there's someone who has like some really powerful magic, like unknown magic items. Spread them
Well, that
separately.
could be you there, good looking, you big cop.
Yeah. So like spread them
How is your
separately
charisma?
because they that way like they will put it together. It's gonna be too obvious if we like each like if we spread it as one solid thing with all the information, because that's not how
Yeah.
Yeah,
rumors
we're
work.
convinced. We're convinced.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to
Yep.
spell out my reasoning.
Yeah,
So-
we know. Come on. Enough with the reasoning.
I will say that if you're going to split up the team, then one person in that team is going to have to make the roll. So
Yeah.
decide on your whatever scores on who you want that to be, and I'm going to roll, and it's going to take different amounts of times for each one. So
I should not
I
be
got
wanting
6
to
dice
make
here to roll.
any of these rolls.
Oh,
By the
fine.
way.
I'll go with you, you big mackerel.
Okay, so we're gonna go.
I'll spread the rumor about the gang.
Who is you gonna take? Tiaho, Bruno? You got Bruno and Tiaho to help you out.
I guess I could take both of them.
You could take both of them,
Yeah.
so that'll be 3 gold out of you per day. And that's Preet and Claire.
Correct. Yeah, we're gonna go to like high-end places, and I'm gonna just sit and drink coffee, and Claire's gonna see people she knows, and she's gonna
Okay.
if what in the course of their conversation, she's gonna point me out
Mm-hmm.
as this person who's got some fancy weapon rumored to have. Yeah. Yeah, that's her over there. Gee, they just came into
Yeah.
town. Golden Watch, ever heard of them? No, me
And
neither.
Julie
But
and Felix are gonna
No,
go.
me neither.
yeah. But-
The
So
person
how many days are we doing this?
We'll find out in a
yeah.
second
and
because it's a roll.
Felix
It's not a
and-
thing.
Yeah.
Felix and Horatio is gonna spread the
You go to the Wizards Guild.
stuff like that, Wizards Guild and stuff, like the magic community in the town.
Okay, and then Felix is going to spread the
Oh, I'm going with the mackerel.
macro. Oh, sorry, Etsy's going to spread the weapons one.
Yes.
That should be my name.
The
rather
gang
than
one.
the
Gang one. I'm
rather
gonna
than
spread
the
the gang one.
puppeteer. The
Gang
macro.
one. Sorry, you're going to spread the gang one.
They wouldn't understand that. They can't see you in the bowl.
No,
They see a puppet. We don't want them to see you in the bowl.
Mhm.
Brett's
I'm
gonna do the
aware.
weapons.
Okay, so we got gang, weapons, and high-end gang. Right?
Mhm.
No, high
Magic.
That's me.
weapons
The
and-
magic.
and new kind of magic.
Okay,
Magic
magic,
material.
gang, and weapons. Okay. And then so let's start with the weapons one. We have 2 people working on that, which I think we said was going to be Claire and Preet.
Mhm.
It's going to take 3, 6, 11. That's a 2, that's a 3, 11 plus 6, 17 days.
Okay. You need a persuasion check after that.
Yep. So it's going to take 17 times 2 is going to take you 24 gold pieces.
Okay.
And then at the end of the 17 days, we will get a persuasion check.
You want that now?
Nah, we'll wait until we get
Okay.
closer.
Okay.
And then for the magic one, we've got much lower roll. Look at that. 5. 8, 11,
I guess the
3,
magic
11 and
community
3.
big
That's
gossipers.
14. 14 for the magic gang. So that'll be 28 gold. Sorry, 34 gold for the last one because I'm terrible at math. 28 gold for this, for the second group, and then the gang group, which got 3 of you working on it together.
Yep.
We've got, that's 11, 12, 13, 15, 18. So that's going to take the longest. It's going to take you 18 days. So that's going to get you
And
36
3 gold
gold
each day.
pieces. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 3 gold each day. So 18 times 30.
54.
18, 54. Thank you.
And I'll subtract that from my own gold. I've got plenty of it.
Okay.
Oh, I was just gonna subtract all 116 from the kitty.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Okay. So that's your plan for that. So you can do, this is not something that you have to actively do for all 8 hours. You can, this is going to be your evening activity or daytime activity, depending on when you, probably for the magic people, probably more of a daytime activity, but
Yeah.
the other 2 is probably maybe more of a nighttime activity that you guys can
Afternoon and night.
you all can go do. So you do have some time to work on other things, if you'd like.
Oh, in that case, I am gonna spend some time. Well, actually, no. I'm gonna try and spend more time figuring out trying to figure out the soul storing properties of the. I have an obsession.
You do have an obsession. Everyone's like working on a heist, and you're like, I'm gonna be a nerd and sit with this.
Yes.
So, Blackjack Betty, shall we practice
there
with
we go.
guns?
Hell yeah.
Much better. Much
Okay,
better.
so we have a couple people working on guns. Also, you're gonna have to loosen up. I keep forgetting. You have to loosen up Rosie's collar. She's getting real big.
Oh shit.
She's bigger. She's taller than you at this point.
Oh,
All right. Well, I will
She's
also
becoming big
loosen
girl.
her collar, and I guess I'll invest some time in training her when I'm not spreading rumors and
Shooting guns.
shooting guns. Shoot guns for an hour. Train Rosie for an hour. Go spread a bunch of rumors.
Okay.
It's a full
I really
life.
want to get good at guns.
It is. It is a full thing. All right, that takes us to Preet. Anything you want to do while?
I think what she's gonna do is basically, like, during the day she's gonna sit in coffee in high-end restaurants drinking expensive coffee with this gold that she gets to spend on rumor sewing. But at night she's gonna go out again in the high like the high-end parts of town and just kind of splash a little cash around, be the life of the party, do some karaoke.
Make a name out of you.
Yep. A good time. Good time Philomora. Singer. Yep.
Make appearances. You are the
Yes.
boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, we were at 37 days. Oof. We were 37 days. So we are going to skip forward if everyone's got kind of their things that they want to do. We're going to skip forward the 14 days, which is the closest one. I'm going to take
How
us
good
to
did I get at guns?
20.
Yeah.
23 days. We had 23 days left. I think at this point you guys are in SOC. I think you're in SOC. The other ones of you.
The
are
other
in SOC.
Okay, but we're in a different part of town and we're running
You're
a
in a
bar.
different part of town. The bright side is you guys know where you are, so you know where not to be.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, that's kind of nice. And you all, at least the last week, spent it working real people jobs.
Yeah.
And then there was a little chunk there that you weren't even in the city. You were out fighting basilisks and saving vampires.
Well, we have still
Not
haven't
quite
taken
yet.
the save.
Mama Etzley.
Mama Etzling things up. But I think at this point you've arrived. You might have arrived in SOC. So I'm gonna assume that y'all are gonna be careful about not running into each other,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you know that you guys are in sock at the moment.
How good have
so
I
at
gotten
23
at guns?
days, the magic group, Felix and Horatio. I need a persuasion.
All right. Let's see.
Since I
Where
got
With
this
advantage since I'm
persuasive.
helping you, right? Or
can't be
I'm gonna
deception,
change-
huh?
I'm gonna so what so okay, tell me exactly what you want them to believe.
we wanted them to believe that, like, we want to like spread the rumor that, hey, there are these guys in town that seem to have like some kind of
A
like
new great magic mineral.
previously unknown magical mineral.
And Blackjack Betty is gonna really talk that up, you know? She's
Yeah.
gonna be like, it slices, it dices, it makes julienne fries.
It's very shiny.
You wanted to do persuasion, not deception?
No,
Yeah,
I want to
that's-
do
it's highly-
deception.
You want to do deception?
I want to do some decepting because
Wanna
I'm
do
a
some
lot
decepting?
better at that.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you might need to get your story together with your partner here, because your partner is being very
right.
honest about the fact that you have a lot of gold, random gold. Like, he's not wrong. It's a lot. It's true.
He's very difficult. He's
Well,
going
what-
in the
what-
jacuzzi.
What do you want to tell them?
I'm gonna tell
What-
him all kinds of crazy shit about the magic shit. You know, I'm gonna
Okay,
tell him that it can make you fly and make your cock bigger. How about that? How about I tell him that?
Or how about you just over exaggerate the features that it already has?
Yeah,
Well,
I think
that
that's
too.
better.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna exaggerate what it's got. We're not gonna.
Yeah, because that's what happens with rumors.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, if you're going to exaggerate, you can roll me a deception.
I also say it can make your cock bigger.
Okay. I'm gonna write down on my notes and then regret it in 5 years when I open up this notebook again. Why did I write cock bigger on this?
God's
minor
dream
piece of
makes your
paper?
cock bigger.
No.
As we mine little blue pills.
15.
Oh nope, that's good. 15 is good.
Yeah.
That's enough.
It's good enough. It's good enough for sure.
Yeah, I don't think everybody was believing that it would actually make your cock bigger.
Yes. Yes. So after 15 days, you do notice that there's a little bit of buzz, especially around the magical community, about this new metal. You do, however, find that there's a lot of skepticism about it, because while there is talk about this new metal, some of the properties seem wildly out of proportion. But also nobody's people are more concerned that, like, okay, so there's this cool metal, but like, what are you supposed to do with it? Like, who can work it? Who's going to make something out of this? Who's even got the tools or the ability to? So there's a lot of skepticism about, like, it's metal, so you could probably buy it cheap, but then what the fuck are you going to do with it?
Put it on your cock.
You can start mentioning that one blacksmith.
Well, no, because remember, he doesn't exist yet.
He exists. He lives here.
Yeah,
He's lived here
But he
for.
doesn't. But the version of him that knows doesn't exist.
He does now.
He does now.
Does he by now? Okay.
I think by day 23. I think by nowish.
Yeah.
I think you found him pretty quickly. So
Yeah.
by now,
Yeah, it was one of the first things we did.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, so just mention him as
Yeah.
you're going about.
So that's something you're gonna have to work into doing more. But yeah, for right now, that's people's skepticism, is that there isn't. But now that you've heard that's what people are worried about, something you can probably potentially lean on is the fact that the person who does know how to work it does actually, you've already spoken to him about it. And you've already spoken to him about starting a business about it. So it wouldn't be all that weird if people started showing up being like, hey, I hear you can do this shit.
So everything's playing out in our favor.
All right. Yeah, I mean, assume that, and probably I'll wait until I know that Felix has gone off to the mines or something, and I'll kind of undisguise myself for a bit, go up and say, "Oh, hey, got some more of the God stream. I'm just letting everybody know you're the guy with the stuff."
Yeah, I mean, there's you. Yeah, I think you guys were in SOC for a week. I'm trying to get my timeline here. I think you guys were in SOC for a week.
Yeah, we
And
definitely had.
Well, you had a week of downtime. I know I gave you a week of downtime.
But we definitely had the upgraded versions before we left. So
yes, it took him a week to get them done, and then it took you guys like 2 days to go out there, 2 days to come back, and then a day of trying to save vampires. So I'm going to call that 5 days doing vampire shit before you came back, and then another week before you explosions happened. So 19 days. At day 19 is when, well, I guess at day 19 is where you arrive. So you're about 4 days away from arriving. And you would know this because you have calendars. I don't. But you would know this.
Yeah.
So you're at day 23. At day 19 is when you arrive.
Okay.
You're about 4 days away from arriving, and
our diary entries are gonna look fucking weird. The dates.
All right.
March 27th again.
Point 2.
March 22nd, part 2.
So speaking of days, if no one else has anything to do on day 23, on day 20, on day 20, we got the weapons people role, which I believe is Preet and Claire.
Yes, fancy weapons.
Yes.
That's
So
right.
what are you telling people? What is your rumor?
Claire is more of the actually, I don't want to be the source of it, right? So the plan is we go around and to places where she knows people, like social things, and she points me out to them, saying that there's some rumors that I have some fancy weapons, and also some defensive weaponry as well. But when people approach me, I'm much more like I'm very evasive about it, and I'll say things like, "Oh, I find things that people need, and then I find the right people to put with those things. That's what I do professionally." But if Claire will set up some sort of system where if they're a person who has like mafia ties, or a person who could get us closer, or would have the ear of somebody, close, she'll say, "Oh, you should go tell her that so and so," and when you introduce her, and she might tell you a bit more. And so anyone who does that, I kind of give them a bit more of a spiel.
Okay.
So I want to go persuasion.
You want to go persuasion? Go for it.
Right. 17. Also, you a little bit above. So, you do. At first, people are not really coming over to chat with you. That seems weird. But as Claire keeps working the crowd, you do find you start getting yourself more and more people to stop by and chat with you. You have so far gotten yourself at least one very, very serious client who actually wants a demonstration. And you have about 3 that are like, they're on the hook, like they're not on the hook. They're biting on the bait, but they're not. Okay.
They're not on the hook. You got 1 on the hook, 3 that are like iffy, but they're there.
Yeah, get the one on the hook, and the other 3 will come. That's fine.
Yeah. So you can. He asks if he can schedule a meeting to see a demonstration of what you've got.
I'll put you in touch with my armaments people. Absolutely.
Okay.
Which is good that Esli and Felix have been practicing.
Yes, that's what I was counting on.
All right, and that takes us to the last group. So one more day. You are now in SOC. Again, you know this because you have calendars. R&D just doesn't. You are now in SOC. And what's the gang gonna do? What's the gang group gonna say?
I also think we need someone to do reconnaissance on the location before it gets too close to the event.
Okay, I can do that as I'm like spreading the rumor. Just go into the location and check and see.
I can go with you too for that.
Just
You're
take
just
a
gonna
walk
walk
around.
into the.
I don't
Conference
think that's
center?
something you can just do.
Well, if it's a couple
there's
weeks
place I think you
before-
can try to do.
Yeah, I mean,
You said it's
that's
a public place.
yeah, it hasn't
It's a
started yet.
conference. It's
Yeah.
a conference room. Like it's. Public is in
center.
like they'll let the public in, but like as much as like a theater is public, like or a conference room is public.
You
Well,
can't
if
just,
you
like,
wanna,
walk
if you
into
wanna
if
book
someone
it,
is-
if you wanna reserve it, you wanna be able to see the space before you sign the contract.
Yeah, so it's gonna depend on how you want to do it. If you can definitely Etsy can probably get in there. Like she can probably sneak her way in or whatever.
I definitely could get in there.
You if that's the way you want to play it, then that's fine. But it's not going to be as free as Etsy walks in and checks the place out and comes out. There's still gonna there's gotta be some rules and shit that to happen.
I kind of want to go it safe with that. Just act like I want to rent the place out.
Okay. All right. So we'll deal with that in a second. Let's get a roll for the. Okay. What's the gang gonna do? And then we'll get a roll for that.
I'm pretty much gonna go around with Tiago and Bruno and just spread the rumor around that there's a new gang in town and their boss is a real big spender and is really interested in antiques and just kind of like playing up the gang in a way that would show that they would be very interested in the auction.
Okay.
So there's kind of like a hint that yeah, they're big spenders, they're a new gang. Please like invite them to the auction.
Okay.
Please.
That's definitely gonna be a deception because you're not a gang. I mean, you're a gang in the very loosest definition of a gang,
I mean, yeah.
but not by their definitions. You are a bunch of goody two shoes who go around saving cities.
I haven't always been a goody two shoes.
You have literally.
I turn people into zombies.
Yes, but Etsy has literally saved a city along with Felix.
I've turned a new leaf.
You have turned a new leaf. You are definitely on the goody two shoe side.
I
lot
corrupt
more
the
often.
leaf and make it do my bidding.
Until you save the vampire village.
Yeah, that's undead.
All right, so roll me a deception
Okay.
for all of that. Oh,
Yes.
fantastic! That plus 12 is insane. That plus
Well, and the fact that you can't roll below a 10.
So since you're the last one, that's kind of nice because it means that people are wanting to talk to you, but you hear a lot of the things that you've heard from the other two rumor spreaders that people want to talk to you, but there's a lot of skepticism about how, like, you're a legit gang. Yeah, we'll give you that. Like, we see that you got money, but you know, like, for all we know, you just inherited from your daddy, and you're just showing off here. We don't want no rich boy gangs here. Like, we want you know, if you're gonna join, you gotta show us what you got. And so you got yourself four people who you are on the hook, who want to see what you're selling, like what your deal is. So you got four people who want a demonstration. You got 5 people who are interested but aren't you don't have them on the hook yet.
Yeah. And I'm sure by now Preet will have told me like what kind of demonstration's going on since I'm the last one.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just like let them know like, yeah, we're doing a demonstration here and this time. And
Yeah. All right, so that takes care of
Assuming
that.
that we got that set up already.
All right, Etsley, you wanted to sneak into the theater. You wanted to, well, not sneak in. You want to show up as a patron and be like, "Hey, I want to
As a
rent this shit out,"
possible renter.
Yeah.
and get a tour.
Yeah, I'd like
How
to hear
good
it
is
out,
your
but
perception and
It's
all of
always the
that, though?
tours.
my persuasion and deception is both 12, but my perception is 2.
All right, so
So if you want to come with me,
yeah, let me double check that I have a high. Yeah, I have a pretty high perception. Does anybody else have a high perception? More than 7?
No, mine's 5.
And there's absolutely no reason why you've got to limit this to just 2 of you going, like, or 3. Like, you have a whole group. If Horatio comes along, it is gonna kind of go into your studying the necromancy shit. Not much, because you're only gonna do it like one day, but just so you know, it's gonna dig into that. And
That's
then
fine.
if Felix goes, well, Felix and Etsley go, it's gonna go into your
gun
time for this. Again,
That's
probably
all
only gonna go for one day, so it's not the worst thing in the world, but just wanted you to know.
Let's see. Oh, what does Bruno have?
I think Bruno also has detect magic.
Also, I would say we should probably stagger the demonstrations because we don't want people's
Well,
knowing.
so do I, but it's a ritual.
Yeah.
Like you can't really sit down. You would have to like.
I think you can cast it.
You can cast it.
You can cast it if you're willing to spend the spell point.
Yeah, but that's gonna be really suspicious. Like spending 10 minutes there.
No.
No,
You can
you
cast
don't.
it as an action. A ritual just means you can cast it as a ritual and
That's
not
true.
spell. Yes, you can just.
Okay. I could prepare it for that day. I guess.
Yeah. So that's all up to you. If you want to, it's not.
No,
and honestly, it's not like
Horatio.
you're spending spell slots on anything else right now.
Yeah.
You big mackerel, you stay and you do what you do, all right? We
We've
don't
got
need.
this.
You're very lippy. That's what it is. You're very lippy.
Furfish.
Bruno knows how to keep his mouth shut.
Look, I have to constantly move my mouth. That's how I get water through my gills.
Yeah, I fucking well noticed that, didn't I? I noticed.
I don't
kinda
like
got a
this new
puppet on
character.
I quite frankly love this character you got going on.
I'm sorry, Micro.
no, that was in character.
Don't apologize.
Don't apologize to Micro. You can apologize to Horatio, but not to Micro.
Yeah.
No,
Okay,
don't
so
apologize to either of them.
So whoever would like to go on this tour can go, and
Except for the mackerel.
not for the macro.
Oh, I think it's a good idea for Claire to go, so she can kind of like sneakily point out which rooms that didn't have the rooms.
Good point.
The boss
Okay.
basically, if she's not partying, she's not gonna work. So the boss is staying in the suite.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You
Boss
have
gonna
people
keep
for
any
that.
security around at the suite?
Yeah, we got the other interns
I mean,
are
I'm
still.
there.
You got
Yeah.
Tiaho to
Yeah,
yeah,
and
Tiaho and the fish.
Horatio. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right.
Might not look like much, but I can kill a bitch.
Mhm.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, it's not. So thankfully, it's not gonna cost you any money or really any like this. Like I said, you can rent this out, so it's not like people are gonna be suspicious of people wanting to rent out a rentable space. So there's no checks or anything for this. And you get yourself. These are kind of the rooms that you can see. Hopefully, there
I see white
is.
space.
You see white space. I hope not.
I see the rooms.
I see white and black.
Really?
Okay.
I see a room.
Huh.
It's a very red room.
Very red
It's
room.
all white for me. It's
Yep.
all white and black.
Try leaving and coming back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see it. The theater.
Yep. So this is the theater. This is where the magic happens.
Do I have to leave and come back? Because I don't.
Yes.
Let me reload.
Yes, probably. So here, you get a tour by the tour guide. Not really. So I'm not a tour guide. The manager of the establishment gives you a
It's still
tour.
only white for me.
He points out that the front here is some offices for business offices, so you wouldn't be able to rent those out. They're not for you. They are for the management of this place. So you don't get to do that. He does have a balcony that you has like a little VIP section up here where people
Yeah,
can...
it's still only black and white for me.
Oh no.
Like I don't see
Well,
any.
that's where
I
the
see a
VIP
white
section
shape.
is.
Yes.
I see a
Go
white
on the
shape
video.
and then
Go
black.
on the stream. It's on
Oh,
there.
There you go.
Oh, okay, yeah. Good idea.
I'm
You're
full
a
of them.
genius.
And then he does actually. So he at first he kind of just did a tour of the front of the house. This is where most people congregate. There's some there's definitely space enough to like set up bars and like bar table and drinks and that kind of stuff. Coat check, all that. Claire kind of whispers into your ear that this is where this is kind of the first point of security, so a lot of this space is used to make sure that you're not carrying any weapons. If you're carrying any weapons, they will confiscate them. They'll take your name or whatever. If you're lucky, if you're one of the higher ups, which is probably why you're here, they will just take your weapons and put them away. If you are a lackey or someone lower on the totem pole and you bring a weapon, the punishment is probably losing a hand to death, somewhere in there. So highly, they'll give the higher ups a slap on the wrist, but any of the lackeys show up with a weapon, you shit out of luck. So she strongly recommends not being in this area with weapons. At least nothing that you can see.
Just to be playful, Esley's gonna whisper back, so that means I should try to bring weapons, right?
Claire just walks away and
Esley's gonna chuckle.
the next section that you get to kind of take a look at is the seating area, which is obviously here, seats, lots of seats. And then again, the VIP area up to the side where if you would like to there's a couple of seats up there for the balcony. And then he does give you a nice little tour of the behind the curtain and kind of the dressing rooms / green room over in this direction. When looking at some of these rooms, you do notice that there are one door that leads out, since you probably care. There's one back door that leads out, like a backstage door. Claire again points out that this is very highly guarded during the event, with several guards at this door. And then the only other kind of outside looking thing is there's a big old window in this room that you could potentially use to sneak into, but it's not super high, but it's it's like 10 feet off the ground. And then it's not it's a steel frame window that's got a permanent lock on the inside, so you're gonna have to break a window and bend some steel to be able to get in here, because it's unless you're a tiny creature, you're not gonna sneak in through those bars.
All right, by the way, Bruno has had detect magic up this whole time.
Okay, so do you have any before I talk about Bruno's detect magic, do you have any questions for this guy who had a name? I was looking for a name and then got distracted.
I'm like, a couple of things. Claire, I was thinking of bringing my mother. Where would my mother be sitting around this time, do you think? Where would you think she would be very comfortable?
Claire,
I'd like to know exactly the precise location you think my mother would be sitting.
While she's asking that to Claire, Esley's gonna ask the guy if there's any preset rune, like protection runes in this building, or will we have to set up security if need be when we rent the place out?
Okay, so guy's name is Michael. We'll go with Michael.
Okay.
And
Yo, Michael.
Claire kind of ignores you, and you're not gonna need an inside check, but you can see that she's deliberately ignoring your question for a second before she turns around. It's like, my name is Madam Winifred. I don't know why you forget this. And has a bit of a smile on her face.
You're Madam Winifred. Oh God, I don't even know. Are you sure?
You must have thought
Madam
about a
Winifred.
broad you slept with last week.
Oh yeah. She was hot. She was as hot as anything. She kind of reminds me of you, Madam Winifred. Honestly.
Etsley's she can't help but chuckle.
I mean, her boobs were a bit bigger, but that's all right.
Isn't Claire like a tiny lady?
Yeah, for the most part.
I'm a gnome.
Yeah, I know.
There you go. Okay, so but then she's like, well, if I were your mother, and I was as famous as your mother is, I would probably have a seat in the front row. Probably when she kind of points to this seat over here, probably near there.
Yeah, I think that's a good place for her. She doesn't want to be right dead center, you know?
Yes.
Hey, Madam Winifred, would you like me to set you up with my friend with the boobs?
How? I guess it's gonna be an awkward
Which
question, but I
friend?
have to ask: how big are Etsley's boobs?
I'd say a good C cup.
C cup. Okay. So, so she's like, Claire is like,
And Etsley's just off to the side talking to this Michael guy.
Yes. Oh, you're definitely listening in. You're definitely listening in as Claire states what her favorite boob size is, and have to take a quick pick down and be like, huh.
And unknown to Michael, the smile on Etsley's face is because she's very amused with the conversation that's going on. Not just because she's interested in the conversation they're having. So what was the answer to my question?
Your
After
question.
The boob question, of course.
Okay, yes. There is basic security at the place. Most of the locks, especially the ones leading in and out, along with the locks to the offices, are they're magical locks. So you're not also kind of he explains that what they do is like they protect the lock and the door. So even if you can't break the lock or the door like without some sort of magical means.
You must go in through the wall.
Yes, you're gonna have to figure out some other way. The wall might be one of them, but you're not, just because you have an axe doesn't mean you're getting into one of these rooms, including the exit. He does say that all the exits are locked, but they're locked during the day, but they must be unlocked during events because of fire codes. So you can't. So there's like emergency exits, including the back entrance, and there's a fire door kind of over here. He points to that they have to be unlocked. They cannot remain locked due to code. That's just how that is. And then he also mentions that there are not anti-magic, but kind of like anti-spell, counter-spell runes. That's the word I'm looking for. Counter-spell runes. But they're fairly low. Like the ones that they have installed are fairly low level. So he takes a guess, mechanically speaking, third level spells really aren't gonna work in this room, or cantrips.
But fourth level would be able to
level
force their way past the spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, if somebody had like a talent that was particularly magical but not a spell, they could go and do that then.
Yes, it only stops spells. We don't. It's mostly just we had some over enthusiastic actors who cast one too many fireballs in the to show off. So
You know, I hate
understand
when
that.
people do that. We would never do something like
yes,
that.
people
Never.
people like their pyrotechnics, and we had to put in some regulations. Most of those, so a lot of those are on the stage rather than in the audience. However, you are free to, if you would like extra security, he has a few recommendations of like people that you can talk to for extra security, like hiring muscle, as well as some wizards who are who could potentially show up and start like setting up extra rooms. He also mentions that in a few days they're going to start setting up for the Blacksmiths Festival. And so that they usually take a couple of weeks to set things up. That does cost extra because you do have to rent out the place for those days that you are setting up. But if you need or want extra security, then that's how you do it. You pay extra, and then you get extra time in the place, and you set up the security. However, you must also remove it, which for the Blacksmiths Festival takes a couple of weeks after the Blacksmiths Festival to take everything apart. So you got to rent it out for like a whole month too.
Well, I mean, obviously they have the best muscle you could possibly get, right? But other than that, like, do they put in extra magical protections?
I do. I think I'm not. They have their ways, and the things that they do. I just rent them out the space for a certain amount of time.
Oh yeah. It's a good. You don't want to give away trade secrets. It's very good.
Yes.
Can I insight?
Yeah, you can insight him.
I don't know what that will give me.
I'm gonna assist you because I'm gonna want to do it too.
Yeah. Go ahead. Good thing you got assist. You got assistance from Exley if you want to keep that 18. Unless you want to re-roll that 18 or try to get better with it than you do.
I don't know. I don't have the greatest insight, so might as well just go with the 18.
All right, with an 18, he is definitely not telling you. You can guess that a lot probably happens in those 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks is a long time to be setting things up, so you're fairly certain that whatever runes or magic or whatever they use is going to prevent a whole lot of things from happening in here. Because you don't just take 2 weeks off to do that. And like he gave you the price of renting this place out for a month, and it's a high dollar. So if you're gonna spend that much money on renting out this space, you better be doing something useful with it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we got all the information to take to the boss. Hey, it all went white for me too now. That's pretty special.
Did it?
Yeah.
And there's like writing.
Oh, we never got the answer from Claire from
the boob one.
that other question.
The boob one?
The boob question.
She sits there and ponders it for a second, and hopefully that made it not white. I said still white.
Yeah.
Yes,
Nope, it's still white.
It's back for
It's still white.
Back for us.
Okay. Don't know why it's doing the things, but
It doesn't like me.
doesn't like anything right now. Apparently, that's
it's
fine.
Haha. Now y'all know what I was looking at.
Okay. So she kind of looks. She looks down in her own chest and kind of like holds out her hands, and she's like, "Oh, I like them. I don't like them too big." And just kind of.
How do I erase
leaves
this?
it at that.
Click on it and press delete.
Yes.
I'd be like, you know what? That's all right, but I like a good set of knockers. I like them perky.
All right.
What is this conversation?
This is this conversation. All right. So with that, we
honestly,
have
what women haven't had a conversation about boobs.
So with that said, you got yourselves a tour. Good job using the good old get a tour of the place to.
Yeah.
Huzzah.
It's a good strategy.
Well, to be fair, this is a place that offers tours because they
It
want
is
money.
a place. Yes, I have all the times to use that excuse. This is a good one. So, yeah, you are on day 19. You are in town. Your other selves are in the city. Anything else you want to do for day 19 or
Well-
your remainder? You still have 19 days. What are you gonna do for your 19
Well,
days?
what about the
We need to
like,
do demonstrations.
Correct.
But I suggest
Out of
we
town.
do demonstrations while our other selves are at work. So
Well,
they can't
maybe
come see
before-
our demonstration.
before we figure out how the demonstrations should go, we should probably figure out how well you did in training.
Yeah. That was my next question.
Yeah.
How good are we at the guns
good are we?
now?
Oh,
RD?
good. Both of you do me just a good old dexterity.
Not a sleight of hand.
No, you're shooting a gun.
That's sleight of hand.
You're shooting a gun.
No sad.
Okay, that's not bad. Okay, none of those are too bad. Okay, so at 17 and 19,
We're both pretty good.
Felix is a fighter. She knows how to pick up weapons. Neither of you are proficient by any stretch of the imagination. I would say that if you were to set up an area that was like twice the size of a person, or twice the width of a person, so whatever, like 5 to 6 feet wide, and about as tall as a person, so somewhere in the 5 to 6 range, you could consistently hit it, and definitely not on the bullseye, and definitely not like at a particular mark, but you could consistently hit that size of an area. So like take a piece of plywood and be like 5 by 5 piece of plywood. You will hit that 5 by 5 piece of plywood from a good 30 feet away.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, we can do that. We can like fire a few shots into it just as a example.
Yeah. You've gotten way better at reloading guns and cleaning them. It's still going to take you either an action or a bonus action to reload a gun. Again, for demonstrations that doesn't matter, but if you want to use them in combat, it's going to take you either an action or a bonus action to reload it.
All right, so there's a couple more other things that we should do other than setting up that. At some point, Felix is going to try to get a note or a letter anonymously sent to her mother telling her, watch out at the auction, make sure you got a beat on the exits, something's going down, don't tell anybody, that sort of thing.
Are you going to sign it as Felix?
No.
Anonymously.
Okay. Anonymously. You're going to send her. Okay.
Do you want one of us to write it down just so she can't tell it's your hand?
Yeah. I'll get somebody to do that who I know she hasn't seen their writing or anything.
Okay. If you have one of your friends do it, it'll be free. There's people will write for you if you want to pay someone to write it for you.
Oh, I don't want this getting around.
Okay. So yeah. So if you get one of your friends, it's not going to cost you anything, whatever, it's paper. At some point I figured out what it costs to ship things. I do have a thing. To ship things within the city. It'll cost you that much. Notes on things.
Maybe just slide it under the door at the end.
If that's why you want to do it, if you don't want to send it through the mail. There's mail.
Sliding. Yeah,
I mean, you know where she's staying.
A letter, so I'm good. Yeah, I'll.
You know where she is. And you know where she's staying.
When she's in, when she's out, what the hours are like. So I can get around that easily.
Perfect.
The other thing is, we really should see if we can't figure out. There's a Warforged and a weird guy in town, right?
Okay, I also have one. I have another thing. I have a slight retcon. Like I want to spend some of the time looking at the ring again, but I also the little wooden piece that is like the hey, magic works thing. I want to have the little piece that Claire gave me, the little thing that means that I like Trevor won't shut down because of the anti-magic runes.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to have a look at it
I've
because
got like no magic left in it. Nothing was super temporary.
Oh,
But you'll get one when you go into the thing. That's what she was
okay.
saying.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. She just gave it to you as demonstration. Like that thing wore out
okay.
forever ago.
Okay. So
Yeah, it's like a
nothing
day
that's-
pass. Yeah,
Okay,
it's a day pass. It's not.
Then never mind. I was gonna look into like how much it would actually allow me to do.
Yeah, no. At this point, it's literally just a wooden tag.
Okay, well,
And I have a question for the demonstration. Do y'all think that we should invite someone from the blacksmiths to come to the demonstration?
no,
Or
no. Have the demonstration for the people who wanted the demonstration. Let the rumor happen naturally and trickle up.
right?
Yeah, Claire kind of agrees with Horatius. Like, I don't usually agree with the fish, but it's less suspicious if the rumor builds itself than if it's forced.
You don't usually agree with me either.
No.
Nobody usually agrees with you, lady. You always trouble. You're always coming up with trouble. Let's go steal a book for no reason.
Felix is not letting go of the fact that you stole a book.
Esley's just gonna cackle because she loves causing trouble.
Well,
You could have bought the book. It was like too cold.
You said 50.
Did I? I don't know. But
Yeah, you said 50, and I didn't want to sit
we
there.
have 30,000.
I don't have 30,000.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
I have
You got plenty
1,000.
of money. We got plenty of money. You want a book? We'll buy you a book. You want 20 books? You want a bookstore? We'll buy you a bookstore.
You
Well, here's
probably
the
could buy a
thing.
bookstore.
Here's the thing. You know what? We could go ahead and buy that book so I don't have a chance to steal it.
You'll
That's a
find somebody
terrible
else.
idea.
You will find it.
That's
You would-
called the grandfather paradox.
Anyway, let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that because we were talking about how there's like a big metal
yes.
robot-y thing and a weirdo, and they are definitely in town. And we should be able to like see if we can't see who they are.
Oh, did I come up with a name for them? I did. Where did I put it?
We've been talking to people
Oh,
for
there it
like 3 weeks straight here. We must have made friends with somebody.
Probably if you want to ask them. You have not asked them for the last 3 weeks about this question, but if you want to try to find somebody to do that, you definitely can.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Because we're still waiting to get invited to the auction.
Yep. You still got So you have at this point, if I'm getting your plan correctly, you need to go set up a testing spot range for this, and schedule your meetings with people along with trying to find information. So Etsley has 4 people who are wanting a thing. If Etsley's they're not gonna listen to anyone besides Etsley, really. And maybe whoever went with you.
Tiago and Bruno.
Tiago and Bruno. Maybe Tiago and Bruno, but they're really like they trust you. They don't, So I would say that Etsley is going to either have to set up those meetings or go find out information about the people. I don't think she can do both at the same time. If you want those meetings, I know that
You know that I could just ask them questions when they come see the demonstration. 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah, I mean, we're also looking to buy. So if we had an interest and we said, hey, we've been hearing this rumor about this really cool thing,
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of rumors.
My boss is an importer-exporter. She acquires things that people need and then match them with a buyer. So
Okay. So so you'll have
Okay.
5 meetings to set up and a place to set them up.
And I've got
Those
one
are all-
fish on the hook too.
Yep. So you have 1, and then Etsy has 4. So you
I'd
have
say
5
go
altogether.
to that.
Yep, I think
Okay,
outside the
so-
city.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
what we can do is we can have a person a day. So like, or we can have them all at different, like 2 people a day at different time slots.
So Claire will remind you that leaving the city means going through customs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, if you think that you can pull that off, go for it. But
And we need
leaving the
like
city
a
means
cellar.
going through customs.
We need a cellar. Someplace underground.
So we can all be deaf.
Oh, the sound
Yes.
won't travel.
Yeah, she will also let you know that probably shooting a gun in the city is also a terrible idea. Like, it will be loud, but if you want to get out of the city, you're gonna have to you have to figure out a way to get through customs with guns.
Mm.
Or bags of holding.
They will notice. They will know what a bag of holding looks like.
Yeah, it's not like they don't know what a bag of holding is.
Yeah. I'll be like, hey, you should.
But-
What's in the
and-
bag?
Yeah, it depends. It depends on the day and who the guard is that day and how friendly they're feeling. But if you get a bad guard on a bad day, they will turn over your whole cart and go through absolutely everything. So
Okay, wait.
Mhm.
Wait. Did I take prestidigitation? Would prestidigitation cover fireworks?
would it cover fireworks?
Yes.
I don't know how loud
So
it
the
is.
gunshots could be disguised as fireworks.
Harmless sensory effect, a shower of sparks, a puff of wind, faint musical notes, snuff out candles or torch campfire.
Has the
So I
festival
would say
happened?
that you could do what looks, obviously you can't do both of sound and an image at the
Yes.
same time.
Okay.
If you got your time, because I'm assuming this is what you'll do. If you got your timing right, you could potentially pull it off as a firework going off. You're
Has
gonna have
the-
to get your
okay.
Yeah,
timing right.
Like,
Has the
Mhm.
festival happened yet?
No, you were in the middle, like the festival was happening when the explosion happened. Like you were in
Okay, so that's
not
too
even
late.
the pre-festival. You were like
That's-
2 weeks away from the pre-festival
Yeah, okay, that's too
starting.
late. That's too late.
All right. We don't need to bring all of our guns, right? We need
Mm-mm.
to bring
No.
maybe a couple.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, we just need
frankly,
a couple.
nobody's ever seen them. And
Could you
I know how to
dismantle
put
them?
them together.
Yeah.
I can dismantle them, put them back together. Nobody knows what they look like. This could be a bag of parts to anybody
That's-
else.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Yeah,
That's
that's
true.
true. You would
And
have
with
to
my
have technical
deception-
knowledge of a thing that no one knows exists yet.
And the bullets look like ball bearings.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah. They really do.
And with my deception, we would probably have a really good chance of getting it passed.
Okay. And then the other thing is we need to, now that we've got them out on the hook with the guns, now we need to present them with something else that they don't know they want yet, but they do. How are we going to demo the God's Dream?
I have my armor.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the effect of it, like if you turn it on, it makes you harder to hit? Because he kind of like looked weird, right? He sort of...
So, for what it looks like to you, is that it looks weird not because it affects your mind. It's a psychic thing.
Okay.
So it makes the other person see double of you, pretty much. So you don't really know which one to hit.
It's double team.
Yeah. So, and it works. It pretty much gives you the same properties as the Cloak of Displacement
Yes.
does.
So they roll a disadvantage. So you could
Dis-
demo it by like trying to have them hit you with their sword or something.
Yeah. Which would be especially easy for me because,
Dodge.
yeah, and I can make
Well,
it seem even...
if you dodge.
Well, yeah,
That
you
would
need to
be
hit.
obvious.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you need to just take the hit. But of course, the effect of them trying to attack you.
Yes.
That's the proof.
Even if
Yeah.
they do hit you, they will notice that it's harder.
Yes. I would.
Yeah.
I would yes. If you dodge, they're not gonna.
Yeah. Then I'll do
Like-
that. It's fine.
All right.
Maybe
Well,
Claire can get a little worried.
I think the way we should play this out is okay. We take out the streeters. Oh, except it's
Yeah.
got LTE on it. Do we need to take that off, or do you take one without LTE on it?
Yeah, there's only one. I think there's only one that has.
Do
one
we
or two
even
that
need
has it all.
to take the streeters? I mean,
Oh, we're
we
just
do.
walking.
We can just walk.
Yeah, we can just
Yeah.
walk.
Like it's not that. We don't need to be that far.
Poor
Yeah.
people walk.
Poor people do walk.
We're not. So we should like rent
Yeah, that's
horses or
true.
something, or get a carriage. Hire a
take
carriage.
somebody. Yeah, if we have one that doesn't say LTE.
We do. Carriage doesn't.
I don't think Esteli's does either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yours has zombies in it. Let's not take yours.
No, yeah,
We just move the zombies to another one.
no, they're
You
gonna
ain't
smell.
putting no zombies in
No,
my cart.
not in my car
And
either.
you know what?
No,
And you know
Nope.
what? Esteli's cart has secret compartments.
Oh, that's true.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. So I completely forgot about the zombies. There was something that needed to happen with the zombies. At around day 10, the bellboys come and ask. Actually, they don't complain. They come and ask if you would like your carts cleaned. They just ask you that. Like we can detail them and get them nice and shiny and clean.
I don't want anyone touching my. No, that's fine. That's what I have a staff for.
Horatio, have you been cooking sushi in your cats again? Making the place stink up. That's a terrible thing. I tell him all the time he shouldn't be
He's
doing
been making kimchi.
that. Kimchi. Where's Horatio? Oh, I forget. Horatio was that other guy. Okay.
It's that other guy you slept with like 5 days ago.
You had big
Blackjack
boobs.
Betty just had the worst memory.
All of our old names is just someone that Blackjack Betty slept with.
Blackjack Betty is such a slut.
She's such a floozy.
I mean, yeah, but Horatio was definitely the worst with the sushi, but also the puppeteer, he is not good either. He's always,
the kimchi.
he's got the kimchi. You making the kimchi, puppeteer, maybe you should stop it. Maybe you should find a place where you can't have so much of a stink going on. This is a nice establishment, and you're making our boss look bad with your kimchi.
Always
I
the
don't think
kimchi.
it smells that bad.
Your sense of smell is not that accurate.
That's true. I am a puppet.
Okay. Yeah. He's that.
Can you
So maybe you
sort
can
it.
go fix the problem.
I'll go fix the problem. I like that I move my head. No one can see me, but I still move my head as if I have a puppet.
Good.
Muffin, have I told you I love you?
Yes.
Goodness. So so what's your plan for your things?
How am I
Okay.
supposed to get rid of them? Like,
Oh God, just like I don't know. Don't
Do a
they have
thing.
lava around here? Stick them in my
can't you turn them off?
no. Also, if I do that, they just turn it to corpses. That's even more suspicious.
I mean, they're already smelly, so
Yeah.
Well,
Well, you're gonna have to figure something out.
take them outside the
It's
city
only
and
one-
corpseify them.
At this point, they're months old, so surely they at this point they have no flesh left.
No, I think it takes a little bit longer.
I'm gonna go with like re-up, like keeping them
Yeah.
alive is keeping them from rotting away.
That's fine.
Because they're
Then
still
also
zombies. They're not gonna switch into
then they-
skeletons.
Then they also wouldn't smell.
I don't think they're not perfectly. It's not formaldehyde. You know, like they're still
Then it would
It's like-
definitely smell.
It's like when they keep putting
mean,
wax
yeah,
into
there's still a
Lennon's
living
corpse.
Yeah, at best you have like a living creature that hasn't showered in months sitting inside it, like that had like it smells bad. You have there's no way around getting the fact that zombies smell bad.
Do we
And you
have a?
left
Do we
them
have a?
locked up in a box for like 3 months?
Can we move the box? Could I potentially just get the boss boys to take the actual like a box with the zombies in out and put them somewhere?
No.
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 That is just unhygienic.
Okay, let's just keep going with the fact that he really likes kimchi, and he just has kimchi in there, and just don't touch that cart because
Yeah.
Oh my
Can you just
God.
can you take the cart outside the city limits, get him past the guards, corpseify him, bury them, and we'll get you some new zombies after the explosion.
Fine. Well, I mean, I don't know how. I don't know how you're gonna get them past the guards, but
You got them
that's
in
your
here.
problem.
Yeah, they're in secret
That's your
compartments.
problem.
Plus, it smells like really bad. They're not gonna want to dig around in there too much.
Yeah, stick some kimchi on top.
I will also remind you that right outside the city gates is that giant chasm that leads to the Underdark. So getting rid of shit is super easy.
oh yeah.
Take out
Especially
some,
bodies.
take out some
Fuck it,
adventurers
fuck
climbing
it.
up.
Okay, I will. I'll go out and have
Say
the
goodbye.
zombies walk.
Don't look at
Walk the
me.
plank.
Don't look at me. Walk off the edge.
One of the zombies give you puppy eyes.
They start following you back. No, get away.
No.
I love you anymore. Throw some rocks at them.
This little Bigfoot.
Yes. Yes, it is. It is in fact that.
Oh, I'm glad someone got that reference.
Okay. It's gonna cost you 10 gold to go through
That's
customs there and back. Otherwise, yeah, you show up on a day where the guard does not give a fuck about his job. And so he really just waves you out, and then you come back like 30 minutes later. He's like, "What? Fine, just give me another 5 gold." You do notice that he pockets the second 5 gold that you give him.
Well,
So this wasn't all right. So, but we still need to get out.
You still need to get
Yeah.
out, do your thing.
And we
Well,
can
you still
use
gotta
my
figure out
card.
what you're gonna do to get out.
All right. So I
Well, are you gonna
figure
get out? Yeah.
if they let us out for that, I would have just stashed the guns somewhere in
You
the
want to go
tavern.
outside? Stash the guns? All right. Oh yeah, you guys were planning on going outside anyway.
Mhm.
You just gotta figure
Yeah.
out how you're gonna get
Yeah.
outside. Yeah, because
We just did.
We have my cart.
Yes. So yeah, getting out is gonna be you were debating the cart versus not carts. So you decided to go with carts.
And we can take
because
mine.
only poor people walk.
Yes.
All right. So who are you meeting with first? Preet's person or one of Etsley's people?
We can meet with Preet's person first, and then do my people and
Yeah.
like
Hoity
back
toity.
to back.
Okay.
All right. We
So-
need some
Since you
sort
got
of
your
like
person
are
first.
we setting up some sort of like scarecrow?
well, it needs to be slightly bigger.
Yeah, 5x5
Okay.
area
All right,
is
let's
what
say-
you consistently hit.
Can we have one of the pieces like bring a piece of wood with us, like Ben Shapiro
Yeah.
bought at Home Depot?
Yes.
But
Yes.
We'll have a plastic
When,
bag
when
and
you go,
everything.
when you go to
This
the wood
brilliant
store,
piece of
there's
wood is now mine.
there's a weirdo out there like telling everybody about the fine piece of poplar that he just bought.
And then we're just gonna
In his,
snatch it
in his
from him.
little bag.
It's
Make him
like,
cry.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes, in a bag.
In a bag. In a
In a bag.
plastic bag.
Fucking bag. In a fucking bag.
That's the one. That's
Yeah.
the second funniest thing that man has ever done.
Yes. And I know the first you're thinking of as well.
Yes.
We all know.
Every no one knows that.
Yeah.
So with all that said, yes, you can you are at day 18. You got yourself your first person.
Yeah. I
you
also
set up your
bring
meeting.
a bottle of wine and several glasses. with,
Mhm.
and also like some
Um,
fruit and like cheese and stuff on a board.
Sure.
And we got
I
our
have a whole
guns
thing
ready.
about food here. Look at this. I know how much food costs now.
Ooh.
I'm all good. Let's go for so.
So this will be the
How
only one I
nice of a
talk to.
meal? Yeah.
Okay.
How nice of a meal are you thinking here?
I'm thinking like afternoon at a craft brewery, kind of like stuff they bring, like warm bread, knife,
Okay.
plates, cheeses, some fruit, maybe some sausages, sliced,
Okay. So I'm gonna go with altogether. It's gonna cost you about. So the cheap part is that part. That's gonna cost you about 8 silver pieces.
Oh
for
yeah,
the...
and then like 4 bottles of wine.
Okay, each bottle of wine. If you're gonna get crappy bottle of wine,
No.
that's nope.
No.
Okay,
Better be
5
white.
bottles of wine are gonna be 10 gold pieces each.
All right. And so I'll only bring out 2, and I'll save the other 2 for the party.
Okay, so you can deduct yourself your 40 gold.
40 gold and what? How many silver pieces?
8 silver.
I'm so glad you're the bookkeeper.
Someone's got to be.
Yeah.
So with that said, you do realize as you are waiting, you get there before your guests arrive. You're out there first, and you, as the guest pulls up, you do realize that you made a very good decision not to walk out here, because only poor people walk, and they show up. They have you're closer to the surface, so you don't see steeders as often here. They have 2 rather large displacer beasts, pulling a rather small carriage, but it's got a driver and like a single person. So for a carriage, it looks small until you realize that only one person is in there, and it's pretty big for one person. And in there they have a nice, cushy, almost like love seat in there. In the back, big cushiony. They are open. They're like, it's open to the air. Like they're not. They're enjoying the cool underground breeze, I guess. And they are already showing up with a bottle of wine open on the table. Like it's got like a cup holder and shit. Like they're sitting there drinking their wine, reading a book. So good call on not walking. You would have looked rather foolish if you had walked.
Oh, I'm in character. I am all kinds of bougie.
Yeah, no, so very, very good call. And you have, what is going to be your name? I am so glad I have all these randomized shit, because
Sylvester.
it was so impossible to like prep for this. I'm like, I can't.
So
I
is this
just prep like
this is a deck you have, right?
Balthasar.
What's it called?
And I got like little deck holders. It's called, what are they called? Deck of Many Faces.
Deck of Many.
I found it on Etsy. On Etsy.
Mm-hmm.
I have my own website.
Yeah.
You are the website.
So
I am the website.
we are gonna go with Paula Haberwood. Who's your lady today?
Oh, yeah, see? Yeah.
Yeah.
The picture.
This is Miss
Oh.
Haberwood.
Oh, she
Yeah.
looks like a snub.
Yeah, she certainly is. And she is waiting. She shows up. The driver gets out, pulls out a little stepping stool for her to step down. Brings out a folding chair and a folding table, sets them up for her to sit at. And waits expectantly, mostly looking at who's here.
I'm here.
I'd bring the whole
I'm
crew.
here.
The whole crew, all 7 of you.
Yeah.
We need to
Kind
guard
of
our
looks
stuff.
expectantly at Bruno and Tiaho to like serve her food, and when they don't, he kind of gives them a little like, "Hey."
Well, Bruno and Tiaha are definitely used to serving since they used to, so they definitely pop to it. I assume.
They're like, oh
Very
yeah, this is our
professional.
job. Like, took them a second to remember what their job is, because they're interns for
Yes.
adventuring, not serving. Also, you haven't paid them in like 3 months. Like, I'm assuming
Oh,
you have, but you haven't
yes.
paid them in like 3 months.
We'll do the math
Just so
after
you know,
this.
at the end of this, you got to pay them for 3 months worth of work.
Yeah.
Well,
That'd be
we would have
very
paid them.
hard for you
We
all.
would have paid them as we asked.
Yeah, I'm assuming you are paying them, but
It's
just
not like
a
we don't.
reminder.
It's not like we don't have the money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that payment has not.
Is it 25 a month? And also, then we'll give them a
I
bit of the
honestly
gods. I think some of the gods
Yeah,
they
I
help
believe
dug
it's
up the
25 a
gods.
month.
Yeah, the gods'
Well,
dream.
let's see how much we can of that we like
Yeah,
sell
yeah.
and keep and stuff like that.
Mhm. So yeah, she is sits down very proper. Greets you. Greets you, Preet, because you did.
Yes,
you were the
hello,
contact.
lovey. Vino?
Oh, of course. I hope you brought something fine for me.
Something, sorry, what for you?
Fine.
Oh, of course.
A fine bottle.
A fine wine for a fine woman. Oh, and I've got a little bit of snacks. I don't know if you're doing carbs, but if it's okay if you don't, I've just got some fruits as well. But how
I
are
have
you?
the best personal trainer. I can take all the carbs.
Excellent.
Wonderful. Gloria is her name. Oh, she pushes me so hard, but look at my legs, and she kind of gives you a little peek at her thighs, and those are some firm legs. She's been working out.
Someone doesn't skip leg day.
He's gonna give he's gonna give a whistle like.
No,
wow, yeah, those are good
glare.
No.
Listen, you behave yourself over there. Show a little respect, lady.
Leslie's gonna laugh. I mean, Talon is gonna laugh. There we go.
So, lovey.
So what is this? Yes.
Oh, well, this is a special import that we've managed to acquire. Pretty rare in these parts, is my understanding, and a little bit loud, so I thought we'd get away from nosy neighbors and things like that. Should we get on with the demonstration? It's actually a two-parter. I have a surprise for you. Didn't tell you. We'll start with what you know, and then we'll come to what you don't.
Oh, I love good surprises.
I know, dear.
All right. So
me
who's
and
starting?
Betty.
Who's doing one?
I'll go get the gun, like go and then hand it to either Felix or Esley, whoever's doing it.
Felix can demonstrate how the gun's put together
Exactly.
and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
I will go get really ham
You
it
don't
up.
need to get anything. Felix has got her guns.
But it's gonna look
Felix
more.
she takes out a velvet box. She's got the whole thing, the whole kit. She's like, here's how this goes. You go like here, you go like this, you pop it together. You can take this apart and pop it back together. Nobody even knows that you've been bringing it with you, because nobody knows what this is. But watch this. Is it all right, boss? Is it all right if I show her?
Go ahead, Blackjack Betty. Show her what you can do.
You can. I think it's gonna just be dexterity because you don't have proficiency, so none of the other stuff matters.
Luck?
Luck?
What?
Luck?
Yeah.
23.
23. We're gonna go with the 23.
Because she rolls
Yeah.
twice for some reason, so it's always the top one.
Yeah, it's just this weird thing that my computer does, and I don't know why sometimes.
That's all right. We'll go with the 23. The 23 works great.
Yep.
Okay. With a 23, thankfully, I mean, not thankfully. Unfortunately, you did not put a bullseye on this target. You didn't. You're like, can I hit a bullseye? Probably not. And it's regretful because if you would have put a bullseye on here, it would have been real good. But that's okay.
It's really just to demonstrate it.
Any of you, Etzli and Felix are probably the ones who I don't know if you've practiced in SOC because it's loud and obnoxious. So you haven't practiced in a while, but that's okay. You still seem to remember all the practice that you did with the few times that you practiced with in the Underdark and whatnots. So you take your shot, loud bang. You see, you hear and see the flip floppities of umbrella things come from the ravine nearby as they all flutter away, and the bullet strikes the piece of wood, leaving a fairly significant hole, like the size of the size of the width of an arm, in the piece of wood, just gone. Who knows where the bullet ended up at?
I take the gun and I hold it up to my lips and blow.
Oh,
I was waiting for
Paula,
that.
Yes.
Paula does a very giddy like. Ooh, that was quite marvelous. I had heard that other places around the world had discovered such explosive power, but I had never thought it'd be this amazing in real life.
I know, it's quite a sight, isn't it? And gets rid
it
of
is.
those awful beasts as well. If you have any people who need to travel, say, up and down from the Underdark, very good for clearing it out.
We love our mantles. They're quite popular around here.
Oh, the ones that chop off feet. Or bite off feet.
Why would they bite off your foot?
I've heard rumors that they've attacked people.
You know,
how atrocious.
All due respect, boss. You too fancy. You never go out with these kind of things.
That's true.
You wouldn't interact with them, so you can't. You should just ask me if you hear any of these rumors.
It's true. Drunken bar talk is hardly a reliable source for local nature.
Yes.
Tall tales.
They are quite the symbol here in SOC. They were the symbol of the vet office that you went to.
Yeah.
People like them in SOC.
Oh my gosh, weirdos.
They don't bite off their.
I mean, how is that any different than people in like Florida really liking the gators?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's really
That's
more
true.
like that. Like, yeah, they're dangerous, but also people don't hang off the side of a cliff. Only
What crazy
weirdos do
people
that
do
shit.
And I can demonstrate the God's dream that's on my armor.
So I shall turn. Philomora will turn to what's her name again? Sorry, Penny? No,
Paula.
Paula. Oh, I
Paula.
wasn't too far off. I was in the right letter.
Yeah.
I take it your driver also doubles as your security.
Oh yes, he is quite a skilled swordsman.
Why don't you have him try to attack my consigliere?
Oh, I dare say we can never do such a thing.
Etzley's gonna stand at attention at the ready.
Yes, no, it's
like-
entirely safe. She can handle it.
Are you quite certain?
Well, because of the defense that she'll be able to rely on, the second surprise, the product that I wanted to show you. And
I hope
what
he
better
doesn't.
testimonial than your own security guard?
If he crits, I'm gonna be.
And as she talks about like the surprise, Etzley's gonna like gesture to the stone that's on her armor, and then go back to attention.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do like a little catwalk turn.
You
Definitely.
have the gentleman who was the driver come out. Pull his sword out of his scabbard and take his one swing at you with disadvantage. I don't know what your ace. It doesn't matter. He rolled really low. You see him
17.
take. Yeah, he rolled like a 7. He's fine. Even I don't know what his attack is. Doesn't matter. He takes his swing at you, and he misses you by about like 2 feet off to the side. And you can see the look of surprise that he has as he like realizes that he has completely missed you. And then sits there and kind of stares at you again and asks very politely, "May I try that again?"
Yes.
And he takes his second swing, and this time towards your left side, entirely swings and a miss. It's like, well, I'm sorry to have embarrassed you, madam. I do not believe I am able to attack this young lady.
And Etzley's gonna give a curt bow.
Yes. So this is a wonderful defensive product we've been introduced to. It's a metal called God's Dream that can be worked into armor, perhaps other things. We got a prototype here, and we have we have got a source of the raw material to move.
And do you have anybody who can work such a metal and ensure that it keeps its magical properties?
We certainly have a lead. We have someone who can do the work for you. Yes.
Here in Sark, in
local.
fact.
Yes.
Oh, and sock.
So local and convenient.
How interesting. What is that guy's name? He has a name too.
Yes, he's not going to
Yeah.
have
He
his
does have
name.
a name, and I don't
It's not going to say it right now.
Yeah, no.
But
Let's just assume
remember.
that we-
the
let's just
the
assume that we know what his name is and we say it.
Yeah, I know what it.
no, I don't want to give away his
name.
name. I don't want her
That's
to
part
know.
of-
Don't want
part
to
of the-
give us away.
That's part of the thing she's buying.
Well, right. This is a
That's true.
demonstration.
The information is part of the name.
The negotiations come after.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
We have other buyers on the line.
Other buyers on the
I mean,
line.
of course
please.
she's first. Of course you're first. Because we're
Yes.
friends, right? But, free market and all that.
Yes. Well, I hate to be too hasty, but what is your going price for such items?
Well, I'll tell you what. You have a think about what you think this is worth. We're going to do a bidding process.
The bidding.
Mm-hmm. And there'll be a round where people will know whether or not their bid is competitive. So they'll have a second chance to raise if they really want the products.
Well, make sure that you ensure that you send that information about this auction that you're holding to my you know where to find me. Make sure you get that information to me. I would be very interested in seeing what other people are interested in, how other people are interested in this.
Yes, I mean, it's our only way of moving it, really. I mean, we've heard about this auction that's happening in town, but we can't really get a foot in the door, and so ours is a little bit more cumbersome, and,
Oh, are you planning to be at the blacksmith's auction?
Oh, we've only heard about it, but we're, because we're just starting out, we don't have a way to get on the auctioneer's
Roster.
list, as it were.
Well, I'll tell you this. It might be a little presumptuous to say that you'll be selling it there if you do not have an invitation yet.
No. We're just selling it off here, off book,
Mm.
because we couldn't get to the auction. Obviously, that would be a much easier process for all of us if we could,
Yes.
get to the auction.
Yes. Well, get the details to me, and I will
will.
be there.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna message Preet magically and say, don't forget to ask her about rumors you've heard about.
Oh, about other potential rumors.
Things that we could buy, like a big, massive Warforged looking thing.
Yeah, and I am not only a seller, but I'm also a buyer looking for any kind of exotic items, such as the ones we're already featuring. Is there anything in the town that people have that stands out, quite unusual, maybe, that you've seen? Give me a lead on, once all of their sales are done.
There is a quite remarkable blacksmith. You'd be very interested in what he's got. While his talents are great, he also requires some rather expensive raw materials, but the end product is fantastic.
What sort of end products have you?
All sorts. He does. He imbues items with all sorts of magical properties. He can make your weapons hide in extra planes, or
Really?
give them. Yes, he's quite
the same guy.
fabulous.
Fascinating. Oh, what a
It is
rare
the
talent.
same guy, yes.
She's talking about the same guy.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yep.
Well,
But just
I will
pretend to be intrigued.
certainly have to look around the city and try to find this mystery blacksmith that you've got now that you've pointed me in the right direction.
I'll have my driver here give you all the information.
Well, excellent. And maybe as a favor, I can let you know how the things are going with the bidding with the other buyers as a friend to a friend, you know?
Yes.
Wonderful. Why don't you take this bottle with you?
Oh, well, thank you very much. I will enjoy it on the ride home. It is quite lovely today.
Yes. Enjoy the nice weather and the mantles.
Mm-hmm. They are quite friendly this time of year.
I feel like you're just walking out of this one.
You just you Etsy has the Pasta has the right idea. You just shed it on gators in Florida. Like,
Yeah.
it was unnecessary. Like, they're
You shat on peaches in Georgia.
yeah, like yeah.
Cheese in Wisconsin.
In Wisconsin,
Okay.
honey badger or badgers suck out here. Like,
Hold on. Okay, I will point out that
Badgers
neither
out
peaches
here?
nor cheese attempts to kill you.
I said badgers. I did not say cheese.
No,
Shush,
but
shush,
to the two
Muffin,
other people.
Shush. Muffin, shush. There's badgers.
Yeah.
I love badgers.
I gave her wine to pour on the wound.
Yeah. That was a little much. That,
I love badgers.
Badgers
but now
are
you
a
know.
weird
Maybe
creature.
don't make fun of the mantles.
Yes, I've learned my lesson.
Are a mythical creature. Everyone knows that.
Well, that's all right. I'm not talking
No.
for the rest of it. I'm just going to be the boss sat over a distant.
Mhm.
That people come over and whisper things to me, and we have quiet conversations. And I never meet them. They never introduced to me. Just sat over there. That's me
Yes.
for the rest of it.
Yeah. But yes, Etsy is right. Entirely talking about the same guy,
Yeah.
same blacksmith. He is quite popular. All right, so you got I guess you owe her some information about prices and whatnots.
Yeah.
And we gotta figure out prices.
How much did we pay
Two.
for a gun?
40, and then one for two for the
40,
ammo. So
42. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
Add another
100.
zero at the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
420.
I mean,
Yeah,
you're gonna have
smoke 'em
you're
if you
gonna have
gotta.
none of you know, like, you made these. None of you really know how much they're worth.
Nope.
Well, that's why we're setting up how much are people willing to pay for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I realized that I did. We couldn't have a group meeting about the
Yeah.
price, so I went auction.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Now
sure.
unfortunately, I think she's expecting an auction, so
Yeah.
you all might be in charge of actually running an auction.
So what I
Oh,
will do is
great.
I will write on a piece of paper the number of how many guns are we offering? Like all of them?
I want 2 of them though.
Yeah, we should keep back some for each, like,
Well, we also should also definitely keep some just in case we get invited to the actual auction.
Yeah. So how many we're gonna put on the market for right now?
I
How
want
many did
2.
we? I don't remember how many we have.
Did we make 100? No. How many did we
You have
make?
80
80.
guns, like 1,000 ammo or something. I already lost
2,000 of ammo.
Um,
1,000
should
slightly
Should I
less now.
should I say we've got 20 for sale now?
Yeah. That sounds good. 2 of them are for me.
All right.
I'm
All
so
right.
focused on becoming
at some
Jesper.
point, I say I can actually see, or what, 6?
No, you're doing down. This is your first week in SOC, so I think
Yeah, before
some
we
of you are
went
reading, some of you are
Stealing.
playing with Rosie.
Yeah.
Some of
and
you
then-
went to talk to
and
the blacksmith and got
then
you got
we go off.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. You haven't left. You haven't left for the vampire
Yeah.
colony. You won't leave for another, I think, 3
3
days, 4 days.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So when that happens, I can tell him that, oh, hey, it's me, Felix, and show him that I've got a lot more of the God's Dream and that I've been talking up and letting people know that he has capacities. And I'm going to ask him to silver up my bullets or maybe even just make me silver bullets, actually. And I'm going to show him the gun and get his idea as a person who's working on what he thinks would be the going rate.
Okay.
And tell him, that after the auction and stuff, I can start getting him some of this too.
Okay. So let me look over here. You are on nope, wrong page.
See, Felix is wanting to do business with everybody. It comes in handy sometimes.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a good idea.
Yeah. So you guys are on day 17. On day 12 is when you other selves leave for the mine. So you got 5 days between now and when you can do that.
It would be probably be after we have already had the meetings with the other 4 potential buyers.
Yeah, we're just for now. We are gonna say,
Yeah, we gotta give them the same spiel.
Yeah.
So you guys can, now that you've kind of figured out the setup for this, if you're gonna buy bottles of wine or however much gold I said there were, 20 gold pieces.
Yeah, 20.
And we also need to figure out like who these people
10
know,
gold pieces.
like if they have any connections with the blacksmiths, just in like a subtle way.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, every time you want to buy a bottle of gold, every time you want to buy a bottle of wine,
gold,
you can take off 10 gold pieces. If you want to do it for each one of your customers, that's got to be 40 gold pieces. Well, Preet said you're keeping those, so.
Well,
those are for us.
Yeah. So
I'll take off 40 gold.
Yes, I think Preet was determined to drink the other ones.
That's fine.
So yes, you're gonna have to add 30 or 40 more, depending on how many more bottles you need. But
it literally
40 off.
matter.
All right. Yeah, you all managed to, now that you've practiced and whatnots, you all managed to give them all the same spiel and whatnots. Everybody enjoys the wine.
Do I get hit at all?
Do you get hit at all? That's a lot of dice for me to roll, but
come on.
No, you don't have to roll it. I was just
probably
curious.
not, with how low everyone rolls. And none of them, like, their guards are good, but they have like a +5 to hit. They're normal people guards. They're not.
They're also
superhero guards.
They're probably also not level 12.
Yeah. They're human guards.
I just wanted to know for shipping plot.
In case you get injured and you want Claire to kiss it better.
There you go. So you give everyone the same spiel. Somebody, I know, since Preet, I think, well, Preet, are you doing all the talking?
No. I guess people will talk to their own contacts, and I'm just gonna be the mysterious boss in the corner.
Yeah.
But they heard the spiel. I trust them.
Yeah. So more than likely with my clients, I'll talk with them, and then after the gun thing for the metal, I'll explain to them what the metal is, and then ask them to hit me.
Okay, you can do either persuasion or deception, whichever one.
Probably persuasion.
No.
Probably persuasion. I don't. Yeah.
They're both the same plus for me, so it doesn't matter.
You just roll me one just to see how.
I mean, it literally doesn't matter. The lowest she can get is
she can get a crit. She could crit succeed that shit and get extra people.
That's not a thing on ability checks.
Well, she can max out.
Oh
basically.
My God, puppeteer! Respect for the dungeon master. If he says it matters, then it matters. Because he's God here.
He's fucking Jesus. Do you see his hair?
There you go. So with that role, you do a great job at doing your whole spiel and whatnots. You do get all 4 of them to come out and help you out, or not to help you out, but one to seem interested in the auction that you are now holding, apparently.
Panic auction.
We keep changing things up on you.
Yep, that's fine. I have rules for this, thankfully. Thankfully, this is not something you're changing that I don't have rules for.
I would assume so, since you were setting up one yourself.
Yes. So everything's so you now have 5 buyers. You
And I'll
ask
make
them
sure
all
to
about
ask
yeah,
to tell
you
them to spread the word.
and you ask about other blacksmiths, and honestly, they all give you the same answer. He's a very popular individual. If you're asking about other kind of weapons people, is your friend, I don't know, Trevor? No, his name's not Trevor. I don't remember his name. He has a name.
Who's that? Who?
I don't know. Is it Uzgex? No, that's someone else.
It's a different game.
What character?
The
blacksmith.
The blacksmith.
Oh,
He does have a name. I
actual
gave him a
blacksmith, not
name,
the
and I
family.
didn't write it down.
it was some.
Watch
fairly
him be the
generic-
bad guy.
I know. Yes, this is it. When foreshadowing this, but otherwise, you have not gotten any additional information besides that. So
So nobody, if we hint about what the kind of things we're looking for, we
Constructs.
get nothing.
Constructs.
Construct.
I think if we hint at constructs, it'll be a little too obvious and it'll give us
Hey.
away.
Look at
what are you
me. I
hinting
already got a construct right here.
That's true.
So following me around.
Or-
so obviously
constructs
we
with us.
deal in
Or
constructs.
maybe he's the guy.
maybe he's the guy.
Like I said, maybe
Maybe he's the bad
watch
guy.
him be the guy.
Well, he might not know what
they
his job
still,
is.
yeah, even if you go into, even if you strongly hint at things like constructs, constructs aren't like a thing. Like they are a thing, obviously, but they're not super popular in SOC like they are in other cities. Like Slinton, you'd probably have more constructy things, but those are gnomes. Like
Yeah.
dwarves are more like making things that cut and splice and bash things in. Gnomes are more about making things that move and things like that. So no one's really like in this city. Constructs, that's a little weird. That's a little much for this. They'll gladly find you magical items and metals that do funky shit. Like this is the place for that.
Okay.
Constructs, this is not the place for constructs. Which in and of itself gives you information, because this is not a place for constructs. So wherever this individual
They would have noticed.
either noticed, or he's not from SOC, or even potentially from a dwarven place, because dwarves don't do constructs.
I'm going to ask Claire again. What was that guy who was with him? What was he like?
What do you mean, like? I didn't talk to him.
What was his race?
I don't know what they're called. They're the things that are like how to describe it? I'd heard tales of them and have read about them. These creatures that are made like metal and are like constructs, but they're much more alive.
No, the other guy.
No, the other guy.
The other guy, he was just a short human.
Okay.
Short human.
Yes.
So we're
course.
looking for a short human. What color hair? Eyes?
Black hair. Looks like his mom just put a bowl on his head and cut it.
Oh.
How unfortunate.
He doesn't. Yes. Did not get close enough to know his eye color.
That was probably
I'm sure
very
a short
wise of
human
you,
is
Miss Wilhelmina.
not too hard.
Okay. Well. So do we get a what price does Felix get?
Okay,
On the
so
gun.
you're at day 13, so you have one more day before you all leave. So I was going to ask if you wanted to do anything else in that day.
Well, I still need to like have a role for the studying the ring way back.
Yes.
I'm going to continue to practice.
Practice. So you go outside, especially now that you figured out how to get outside the city. It's
Yeah.
not all that hard.
Well, it will cost a bit, but yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna cost you a bit. After a while, the guards just kind of like, because you're doing this daily, the guards just kind of like just.
They're like, oh, hey, Talon.
Yeah, hey Talon, one gold's fine. And then even after that, you end up like bringing them lunch, and they're like, good enough for us. Like-
Blackjack Betty will go with her. We'll also spend time playing with Rosie or
Yeah.
or
So how much-
Buttercup or
How much gold am I using up?
I would say that for the first couple of days, you'd probably end up only like 20, and then after that, they stopped really caring.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they'll hassle new people, but after
I'm
like
a
the
regular.
regulars, they're like, whatever, you're a regular. You've already paid. You're also like 5 gold at a time is a lot of money. Like they're definitely just they're pocketing most of it. Like they're not. That is not the fee to get into the city. You have figured out at this point. Like
Yeah.
they are way abusing their power. And you also notice that they give you like they stop caravans, but they'll let like people on foot. They're like whatever. Like they're definitely targeting like you look like you got money. We're gonna get money off of you. And so regulars they start leaving them alone because they get enough with the other people coming by. But yes, you guys can keep doing your practicing and stuff. You probably need if regular practice. You probably after this whole thing only need like 4 more months of regular practice before you're proficient in it. So.
Cool.
If you keep at it, you might gain a proficiency in it. Horatio, you can do me. If you're spending all your time looking at Bruno's ring. Bruno at this point has asked you several times if you just want it. Like he's gotten real annoyed at you consistently asking. He's like, "You want it? Like, I'm just willing to give it to you."
No. You see, when I'm not looking at it, it is protecting you.
Okay, yes, but also, you just want it. like
no. This is the last time I'm gonna look at it.
Okay, like I like you, but I don't like you like that, and I feel like you're making an excuse with this ring. But you're a fish, I think, or a skeleton. No. I'm not sure. Like I have a girlfriend, and she doesn't know that I'm her boyfriend yet, and this is all like, this is too much. Okay, like this is trying to be really nice about this ring thing, but it's been like 3 months.
I'm doing this for research purposes. This is
Hey, puppeteer, are you bothering the interns again?
No.
Leave the interns alone. They're
Ainsley's
perfectly
gonna die
content
laughing.
as they are.
It's impossible to get any work done.
Bothering the interns.
This isn't work. You just staring at a ring. That ain't
Just
work.
accept the ring. Just accept the ring. Just take it.
This is I will look at it and this is the last time. I probably won't learn any more from it.
Yeah, probably. You're delving into magic that you could roll an arcana, but you're definitely delving into magic that it's way past your level.
Boom.
Okay. Yeah, this is magic that's way past your level. But you find some threads that you could you're right about like it's probably the most you're going to get out of this ring, but
yes,
you have enough information that if you were to go to a library, like a nice big old library, you would know what you need to look for to get you closer, so you wouldn't be roaming around a library blindly. Like you have the search terms now for
progress. That's all I needed
for necromancy. Also, like Bruno kind of avoids you a lot now.
He's like, I've got a girlfriend. I'm not into fish.
I'm not into fish.
I don't even like seafood.
Also, I have made it canon that he's got a girlfriend now. Shoot,
Mm-hmm.
that was supposed to be a big reveal, but then it got so annoying.
Like character development.
From 3, but he has not seen his girlfriend in 3 months. Oh, Bruno.
Well, she knows he's an adventurer, so
she's not. They're not dating yet.
Yeah, I don't think this is when he asked her out after.
He asked her out after you guys got back.
Yeah.
He's been like in sock, has stayed away from. He's being so good. Beanstalk stayed
I'm
away
so
from
proud.
this. He's been very good.
I'm so
Also,
proud
if
of him.
he would
I
have
hope they
blown
get
our
married.
cover,
Oh yeah. He's
You have a
been
new
very
zombie.
good. All right, so that's that. Okay, so that takes you to
Great.
day 12. Unless I'm missing something.
You're always missing something.
Animal handling. That's what I
Oh,
need.
yeah,
I need
yeah,
animal
yeah, yeah.
handling from whatever.
Oh, yes, that's me. Okay.
Rosie. That's the one I
Yes.
need. Because Rosie's
Oh,
getting
my
big.
goodness. She needs all the
God,
training.
Rosie's getting real big. I think she's fully mature at this point. She is not. Okay, 18. Good. All right. So, at how much time you have spent with Rosie? You have so many companions, but this one's not. This one's Rosie's gonna function a lot like a familiar, where she's not really gonna listen to you give like attack orders, but she will gladly sit there and do the help action for you if you want to. So it would take I forget how familiars work. I have to look up how familiars work. There's a thing. I don't know if it's a free action or a bonus action. Well, you know, what is Petunia? It's like Petunia. What Petunia things?
Yeah, it's usually like a bow. I'd have to double check. I think it's a bonus action.
Yeah. So it'll work like Petunia, but it'll be Petunia pretty much. It's just a really big Petunia at the moment. You're gonna have to do a little bit more training to get her to actually like attack people and shit. But for now, she is real good at distracting people.
I would think so.
Yeah, so you can definitely like a laser pointer be like, go get that, and she will gladly flail her tentacly arms in front of people and help out, and will for the most part go to places you want her to and come back to generally. She's still a little bit of a wild side to her, so she's not like 100% following your instructions like a familiar would. She's gonna be a little bit more random than that, but she's pretty good. So if you ever want to use her in battle, it'll work. You can use her for the help action.
Okay.
And she'll take up a whole slot, or not whole slot, a whole 5x5 square. And she's bigger than you. Also, I think she's a medium creature, which to you also means that like your construct, Buttercup, you can also, if you get the right gear, can mount Rosie.
Oh.
And then fall through her as she
teleports around. It's probably easier with your other one, but if you put a harness on Buttercup, you can mount her.
Okay. Oh boy, yeah.
You have a lot of things.
I have a lot of things going on.
You have so many pets. You have Petunia and Buttercup, and you also have Chomper, really, because Chomper is kind of your thing too. And Rosie.
And we got rid of three.
I think I gave Chomper to
Tiaho, yeah, but I think you're still kind of in charge of like the maintenance.
So technically I have Chomper.
Yeah, and then maybe you'll. Have you decided what you're gonna do with 0 and 1? I know there was talks about 0 and 1 and what you want to do with them.
I did want to check. I just don't know if I'm going to have time to, when I'm doing everything else, to analyze them.
Oh yes. Well, it depends on how the next 2 weeks go. You got 2 weeks. You got 2 weeks. All right. So, price wise, you are wondering how much guns cost. And you have like, hey, we have more Godstream for you. So the blacksmith will let you know that The God's Dream is gonna go. It's gonna depend on the size of the God's Dream, how much it'll go for. Especially if you want to sell it just raw, people aren't necessarily gonna like. They might try to buy it, but they're also like it's a raw material, so they're gonna need somebody to do something. So they're gonna buy it for cheaper because obviously it's not doesn't do anything yet.
Parts and labor.
Yes. So he ganders that for your pieces, depending on the size, is going to go from anywhere between 50 to 100 gold pieces. Mechanically, we're going to average it out to 75 if you decide to sell it in bulk. But you have to find someone who will buy it for you at bulk.
Okay.
So mechanically, around 75-ish is a good thing to expect, but that's going to depend on your charisma rolls. He also warns you that people are probably going to lowball you for absolutely everything, so you're going to have to be good about hassling them. More or less, he suspects that for the God's Dream, people are going to offer you anywhere between 30 and 40. And you're going to have to haggle your way up to what you need it to be.
Well, that's
75.
Yeah, 75. He says is going to be a pretty good amount to take. And then as far as the gun is concerned, he's never seen this. He has no idea what the fuck it is. He thinks it's cool, but he has no idea what it is. Again, he's a dwarf. He's like, why do you want something to shoot something with? Don't you want to feel your enemy's bones crushing when you hit them with a mace? Why would you want that?
absolutely do, but let me tell you, there is a market.
Are you Felix or Betty?
Oh, sorry.
Because he's gonna look at you very confused when you do that. Like,
sorry. Oh my goodness. Oh God, I have something in my throat. I've got to go see a cleric. Anyway, so anyway, what was I saying?
guns, bone crushing.
Yeah, I said, well, I want bone crushing. Obviously, I want bone crushing. That's me. You know what I've got. It's my flaming sword, and I have it for a reason. However, I know that there are some people who really they're I don't know why, but there is a market for at distance. You know that.
To each their own. I do not. It's not my thing, lady. It's just not. Yeah.
So do you have any guess? And I've described it. Do you have any guess what this would go for, say at the auction?
He tells you that you could probably aim for 100 gold pieces, but he also has an app. He also lets you know he's taking a wild guess because he does not know what
Fair.
Like this isn't something that.
Hush, Mr. Not here right now. I'm not done yet.
Only ever an Extilion.
I didn't say anything.
He lets you know that, yes, he has absolutely no idea what it is, and if you if you can convince the right snobby people that it's a good thing to buy, then they'll buy it for whatever price you want to sell it at. But that's all going to be in how you sell this item. On its own, he's just guessing 100.
So now I'm going to ask him a couple other things. I'm going to ask him, since this is someone I know, I'm going to be very direct and say, I've heard some rumors, I have a construct, I deal in this sort of stuff. I've heard about, these really big constructs, a guy coming into town, he's black hair, bowl cut, weird human with big fucking construct. I need to know who he is and where he's from.
You can roll a persuasion.
That I'm not there.
Luck.
Okay, 17 is definitely better.
Yeah.
He lets you know he has absolutely no idea who you're talking about, but he says if it's got anything to do with the auction, then you're probably barking up the wrong tree, and this has nothing like you are talking to legitimate business owners. The auction is about the underworld. Like you need to be talking to it's whoever this person is probably close. You need to go find the criminals. Like the criminal underground is going to know more information. Legitimate people, they like they're just here to get like this is spring break. They're here to get drunk and get laid. That's what they're here for. The people who are going to go to the auction, those are some serious people with serious business. Also be careful around them because they're serious people, and you take a wrong step around them, you can expect to get they'll go for your head. No.
Oh yeah, well, they don't. I am also a businesswoman in the up and up. I just, when it's a matter of professional. I just hear bad things about this guy. I hear bad things, and I'm worried about what he's gonna do.
Yeah, that's but unfortunately, this is just can't be asking respectable businesses about that. Catch my drift.
I do, and thank you for being so honest with me.
Bring me back any of the God's dream that you want me to do anything with. Send your customers along my way. You sure you can't interest you in getting rid of that old flame sword? And got some good stuff here.
Not right now. Oh, I did also need some silver bullets.
Silver bullets? That's a waste of money. That's a waste of silver, but for you, I'll do it.
Sometimes when there aren't, when there's no magic around.
He'll charge you 10 gold for 10 gold, 3 gold for 10.
Yeah.
For a packet of 10.
3 gold for 10. Okay. Yes, I can do that.
Okay.
And I'll go and tell Etsley you're up. We're gonna find out who this is. Also, do I have any idea if we're any closer to getting the attention of the people we're trying to get attention
of? So far you have gotten the attention of the buyers who you've had. So if you want more attention, then you're gonna have to have your current buyers send a good word. So it's up to.
And I did tell them to spread the word.
Yeah, so it's gonna be up to
mine.
A lot is hinging on how well your auction goes.
Oh, good lord! Now we have to have an auction.
I have to have an auction.
Well, we never discussed how we were going to do with all these buyers if they all wanted it. So yeah.
True, it didn't come up until after.
Yeah, now you have to have an auction. Which, by the way, where, when, how,
why?
Also why? But you have just like made yourself like wedding planners.
Oh shit!
Like pretty much, like you have to plan shit now.
Does the hotel we're staying at have? Oh no, that's not probably a bad idea.
Probably.
Where
Also, you're trying to plan. Claire will tell you that you're trying to plan something during the busiest time of the year.
Yeah,
it's a terrible idea.
We didn't say when we were having the auction, right? So we could.
Oh, I thought it was like a silent auction. Like they send us bids. We don't have to actually physically attend it. I was just thinking like envelopes. Yeah.
You want to make an impression with a silent auction.
Well, like, okay, so we say, I gave them the piece of paper. It said there are 20 guns available and we're open to negotiate a price per ounce of God's
and
dream.
You can give them extra papers to like pass to their friends.
And then just say like, you can, you've got like 48 hours to submit an amount. And we'll get back to you if you've won.
I think another thing that we could do is suggest that if any of them can get us a meeting or send the good word along, to some of the blacksmiths or people in the actual auction, that we will take that very heavily into account in their favor.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I could do it for the hoity-toity person, but you can do it for the criminal people.
Yeah, I can do that.
At this point, Claire's like, now that I am not in town, I will try my best to use my. You cannot just have a silent auction. What? Don't you know anything about pizzazz? You gotta show them. You gotta show them that you're serious. I'm sure
You know what
there's.
kind of
How are we
pizzazz I'm
gonna
about.
how are we gonna show off guns in the middle of a city that it's illegal?
You've already shown them off, but
Yeah.
how are they gonna? Would you believe somebody if they came to you and said, "Hey, this other person is bidding me more money,"
Yeah.
or would you
Yeah.
believe somebody
Yeah.
when they did it in front of them?
Yeah.
All right. That's okay.
That's
All right.
So how many people are we talking about now? How many people were at all of these
5.
demonstrations?
Well, there's 5 buyers.
5 plus.
You have 5 buyers, potentially
probably-
more if they spread the word and how well that was. But you have a minimum of 5, unless you want people to RSVP, and then you'll know. If you don't want to RSVP, you just want to be like, "Hey, this is when it's happening." You'll get somewhere between 5 and something.
Yeah, we're more likely
You
to
had,
get interest
Good
from the
to
mafia.
RSVP.
Well, I was just thinking the mafia might be a walk-in.
Yeah, you have 8. You have 8. You have not 8. You have 13. You had 13 potential buyers all around. 5 of them are the ones that bought. So you can take a guess that anywhere between 5 and 13 people will show up, depending on how well the word got spread about.
So we need some place that can hold that many people.
How about our
and
suite?
where
No. Well, maybe.
If it's just for the auction, we don't actually deliver the products because we'll do that off-site. This is just the meeting for the auction. And we have the big round room, right?
You do. That's Claire's says that might work. She also points out that she knows of a couple of empty warehouses out on the outskirts of town that might potentially work as well, but she leaves,
Those
either
work.
one. Either one would be
What
fine.
do you think would make the biggest splash? Make us look serious.
I'm thinking the warehouse.
If you give them this is a rather fine establishment. If they see that you are staying here, they will most definitely be impressed. But at the same token, being able to have access to other buildings in town that are less public also makes an impression, but a different kind of impression. So
Which
more or
one
less,
would be
if you want to
better
show
for
up,
getting
I think
ticket to the mafia? Probably the warehouse, right?
yeah, I think being able to keep a low profile is probably
yeah, pretty much. One's a low profile place that'll show off that you can run a low profile thing. One's a big profile thing, which shows that you have a lot of money and can just blow it off on big expensive rooms.
I think warehouse, because it's gonna be if we go sure, it's gonna show off we have money, but we're also gonna look like idiots who run our illegal
Business all
weapons,
willy-nilly.
yeah, in a fucking hotel where it's gonna be obvious to people walking in and out and stuff.
Yeah,
Well,
let's
no,
go.
it's not going to be obvious. It'll be in the upstairs
No, but
4th floor.
still.
Yeah, that's fine.
Not
We can do it.
it.
Yep, that
I
works.
don't know. I prefer the warehouse.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Great.
Warehouse.
Any difference?
So that'll help out. You guys gotta actually show off though. So yeah, you'll need to invite a bunch of people.
All right.
So I guess my question is, how are you gonna invite them? Do you want to make it exclusive and just to the 5 people, or do you want to put it out there to more people and hope?
Let's invite those 5 people specifically, and then also put we can do both.
Yeah, put the word out. Tell
Yeah.
them to put the word out. But I mean, will they want to put the word out
No.
and get more people?
No, we
So,
need to do
yeah,
that.
how are you going to put the word out? Like that's also like you just want to you know.
Pre can do her coffee shop thing again. Like go to a uppity place
Yeah.
and like
Okay.
casually spread the word.
Well, we also know, like, presumably know who the other potential buyers are.
Yes.
So, like,
Yeah, we've got a total of 13.
Yeah. So pretty much, so you can spread the word to your like 13, right?
yeah,
And be like, hey, these 13. You can just put an ad, not literally, but you can put an ad on the newspaper and see
Yeah.
who shows up, which will give you a bigger pool, but also maybe not the best pool.
Yeah, let's not do the.
Yeah.
I think like contacting all 13 potential buyers, which would include the 5 who like has shown like definitely shown interest.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably the best. That's enough
Yeah,
people.
Yeah, that's good. I think.
And Etsley, we can always send Etsley out. I also think if we want to make I think we can make a big splash if we want to make a big splash, right? We've got artificers, we've got people with prestidigitation and every magical kaboomy thaumaturgy,
Yes.
probably.
Yes.
So we can. The other thing that we can do
Also
is let's hire some more muscle. Let's just hire fucking people.
That's
to
true.
Look sharp and look threatening. Everybody that comes in gets a pat down. We'll have Bruno come and cast detect magic and clear them. Like, we'll make this a whole thing.
okay.
Yeah.
I like that. That's gonna be like we know how to run an operation. We're professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while y'all are doing that, I can go see what I can find out about the guy, the short human with the black hair.
Oh, also, I remember
mechanical friend.
I remember when I forgot. Yeah, we should also describe this as the first lot. Because, you know,
We're
testing the market with this first auction, you know, but we have more in our supply chain coming through, so we will be selling more in the future, and maybe that will also help get us into the auction. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, making sure that we have more product. Yeah.
Okay. That sounds good. Getting the warehouse out is simple enough for Claire, since you guys thankfully have the freedom to move around for the next like 4 days without worrying about bumping into each other, and can use your names and whatnots and hope that nobody notices that you were supposed to have left.
Yeah,
Etsley's going to continue to be undercover.
Okay.
So is Blackjack Betty.
Okay. And so getting that, she says she can have it out in a couple of days, so that gives you 2 days to hire, set up whatever you need to do to get ready. So
yeah, like we need to hire muscle and we need to invite them, and we should probably
the inviting part's easy. You know these people at this point, like
we should
know where to find them.
Chairs or something.
Yeah, that part's also like Claire kind of is like, I can take care of that part, but hiring muscle, that's up to you. It's again not particularly difficult. You will find out that hiring muscle right now is getting a little tight because there's another big event coming, and so the quality muscle is being taken. So you might not have the highest quality muscle available, but you'll have muscle.
All right.
What about oysters?
So it really depends on how many muscle you want.
They get the muscle, we have the oysters.
There you go. So how many people are you planning on hiring, and for how many days? 1, 2, I don't know.
They don't need to be there for days. They just need to be there for the auction.
It's one.
So
it's a
one day.
Yeah, it's a 1 day thing.
It's a 1 day thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so how many are you thinking?
Let's get 10.
10?
Yeah. And we will just put them around. Their job is to look good, be clean, be professional, stand still, and look straight
Look
ahead.
for suspicious things.
Yeah.
For suspicious things.
They're there for show. That's all they're
Yeah.
really there for.
Yeah.
That works. And the nice thing about all this stuff is because you're not getting the best muscle, you don't have to pay a whole lot. So it's going to be 20 silver pieces, which I think is 2 gold.
Yes.
2
Just
gold.
make sure they're big and clean and
Yeah.
can follow instructions. It's all I care about.
As long as you give them very basic instructions of like, go here, stand there, and they'll do it.
How
Anything
much money
past
did you
that,
say?
2 gold. Anything past that, you're probably pushing your luck. But as far
That's
as
fine.
standing
all we need.
around, like looking intimidating, they got that part down.
That's all we need.
Yeah. And then you'll have to spend like another couple of gold on buying what is going to be more or less like costume outfits.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're buying clothes, but you're not buying anything nice. Like you're buying some, unless you
Black.
want to, but it's gonna
They're
be like,
going to wear black in a warehouse.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to be like checking for Italian silk. All right.
yeah. So a couple of extra gold to make them look
Okay.
nice, and then you got yourself a whole thing set up. It takes it, like I said, you got 2 days. So if anything else you want to do before those 2 days,
I don't I need to go around and ask?
you need to go around and you are asking what?
I'm also gonna wear my cloak and cowl, just kind of like extra disguise, just in case it gets back to the guy that there's someone looking for him, that he also has very little to go on.
Okay. They're trying to avoid. Oh yes, you're trying to find out.
Counterintelligence.
Question from the boss:
Mhm.
Are we hiring an auctioneer?
Are you gonna run the auction, or are you hiring someone to do it?
I would prefer to hire a professional.
Yeah, that would
And
look
there's
better.
probably auctioneers in town, right? So
Oh yeah.
yes,
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
also professional.
That just also looks more professional.
Okay, that's another 2 gold.
Okay.
And what I'll do is I'll like go around and just casually ask my fellow criminals if they've heard of a short human with dark hair in some kind of odd construct.
Okay. So what is your how do you plan on getting this information? You're just gonna ask, or you're gonna give them money, or you're gonna try to intimidate them? What is the thing that you're doing here?
I do want to persuade, and I will shake some gold, and I will like show them some gold out of my pocket.
Persuade with gold.
Yep.
All right, you can roll me a persuasion. Persuading with gold. Okay. So most people don't want to talk to you about them. Is the first thing you notice. Like you bring it up, and most people are like, let's not. That's okay. We don't have to. And so you find it very, very difficult to get any amount of information out of anyone. Just because I don't know. You can roll an insight if you want to.
Okay. And also, while I'm asking people, whoever I think is has the weakest will, I want to intimidate. And there's my insight.
Okay, there's your insight. Most of them are scared. Yeah, if you want to try to you can try to intimidate like the one who you think is the most scared. or the least scared. I don't know. It's up to you.
Or has the weakest will.
The one that would be the easiest to get to tell.
And I kind of want to like activate the poison in my dagger as I'm intimidating him, so like the poison drips off of it or something.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Just for being extra scary. Please let me be scary. Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, he's just like, they'll do worse.
We'll see about that.
Are you gonna do anything about it?
No. She's
Okay.
just gonna menacingly walk
the fact that you already let me live when I said that lets me know that they'll do worse. You're not that scary, not compared to them. So you don't have enough gold to make it worth my time.
You have
And
gold.
Do
You
you
have
know
gold.
anybody who? Do you know anybody who can tell me? Or has
The only
balls to tell
person-
me?
Gold.
You're not
The
there.
Yeah, I know I have gold. I have thousands of gold.
You have thousands of gold. The
Yeah.
only person who is willing to talk to you. So after that person, like, people aren't willing. Like, they'll talk to you about just about anything, but not about these two. And the people, you get more or less the same reaction. Either people are more scared of them than they are of you. And no one's willing to no one's willing to talk to you about it. There is one person who offers you flippantly, you got 700 gold, I'll tell you what you want.
As a matter of fact, I do.
You got it. That's how I'll talk.
Tell me first, and I'll give you the gold.
No,
Just give her the gold.
you're not here.
Jesus Christ. They're telling you what they'll do. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, what? We got
I'm waiting to see what they have to say because I don't trust. Like, I can't trust them to tell me the information if I give them the gold.
All right. If you don't got it, that's okay. And he starts to walk away.
I'm gonna come find you at find you. Just give him fucking 700 gold.
A bag. She takes out a bag and fills it with 700 gold and then shakes it at him.
Shakes it at him. All right. I got two names for you. Big guy. His name's Franklin. He's one of them war-forged creatures. I'm told they're like really fancy constructs. They say that they're alive. Guy's real tough. I don't know how he does it, but he's his like, I'd never seen it before, but his like fingertips kind of pop open and he can shoot like magic and whatever other weird garbage out of them, and I've seen him rip a tree just apart with it. The little guy, his name's Tobe. Tobe's rather quiet. Never seen him lose a fight. Anytime anyone picks a fight with him, you run away as far away as you can, because when he lets loose, it hurts. Not just you. He doesn't care who he hurts in the process. He will take anyone down with him. Seen him hurt a couple of his. Seen him even take down a couple of his lackeys in the past. They're just, you get in the way, it's your own fault. You can't kill him quick enough, that's your own fault. He'll just kill you first. Both of them are pretty damn strong. I'd be pretty scared. There's giving you this one for free. They got a third one going around with them right now. Her name's Bethany. They call themselves the Iron Cloud. Seems a little edgy for my taste, but Bethany, I don't really know much about her. That she likes to punch things. That's her whole thing. I have heard that she leaves her victims drained of blood. Real creepy shit like that. Don't know how she does it. Never seen her do it. I guess their whole thing is they're thieves. They steal what they want, and that's what they do. They see what they want, they steal it. They've been scoping out the joint for some big job. But if they want something, they'll steal it. Probably looking to hit up some of the auction stuff, but some of those big ones like the real estate ones, probably. Some of those art shit. I'm sure they're into that art shit.
Yeah, that seems like the place to get the most money.
Yeah, but that's their whole thing. I mean, they're thieves.
You mentioned a big job.
Yeah.
What big job are they looking into?
Nah, they haven't said. They just keep saying they have a big job. They'll sometimes hire people, but not too many want to work for them. It's like I said, that one guy, that Tobe, he doesn't. The lackeys don't make it out. It's usually only those three who ever really make it out.
Well, thank you for your business.
Where they go to find people and ask them to work for them. You could find that out.
I can't understand you, Chrissy.
Which is good because she's not here.
Yeah, Mrs. not there.
If I want to know more, I would have to pay more. And I got the info that I was asked to get.
If Felix ever finds out that you lowballed with her mother's life at stake, she will never forgive you.
It's y'all's fault for not telling me specifically what to ask.
She didn't know what was going to come up. She trusted you.
You're supposed to be the criminal like information gathering person.
Now you're like, I don't know, $700. It's a lot. If she ever finds out,
I am the criminal person, so I know not to trust people.
It doesn't matter if you trust people or not. This is her mother.
I'm yelled at by my two imaginary friends.
You are like,
okay,
she'll never
Chrissy,
forgive you.
What
ever.
should I ask?
You should ask if you were interested in working for them, where they hang out, how you would get that information, how you would get them to offer you a job.
Okay, I asked that. Even though Etzeli would have never asked that, but I'm asking it.
He lets you know that you don't find them, they find you.
Go easy on me, Mom.
It's not a phase.
It's not a phase.
Okay. Felix is cool now.
Okay, I just feel like that Etzeli and Felix just have this like mind connection to where they know when one of them wants to say something.
A little Felix on your shoulder.
Yeah. Like Felix has an Etzeli on her shoulder, and Etzeli has a Felix on her shoulder.
Yeah, the Etzeli on Felix's shoulder shows up and is like, do something crazy.
There you go.
Do something terrible. And sometimes she does.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go with that whole you finding information. So, if nothing else, the things that you have learned is that finding information about these two is incredibly difficult because you have spent the last 2 days trying and 700 gold, trying your darndest, and you got names, and there's a third person involved. So
and I also asked where I could find them.
Where you could find them.
People who were interested to be lackeys.
Yes, but they don't. They'll find you if they're interested. You don't find them. So that's what you were able to find out. And then everyone's absolutely terrified of them more than they're terrified of you. Which, granted, is not that hard with a 16.
Yeah, well,
so you're not that intimidating.
My specialty isn't intimidation anyway.
Yes.
My specialty is just like, even in my past, my specialty was killing people.
Yeah.
And breaking in and entering.
So, people aren't People are too scared to really
Okay.
talk about
So
them.
I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna tell my people about the Warforged Franklin and what he can do with his magical fingers. And I know what I said, and I said it that way on purpose.
There you go.
Then
Yep.
Tobe and their
Tobe and
third partner Bethany, and they call themselves the Iron Cloud.
All right. Well, Betty goes, "Oh, you did such a good job. I am so impressed at how well you managed to get this information." And she gives you a big kiss. Says, "Thank you for helping out my
Claire's
mother."
reaction to that?
Oh,
I need to know.
That's not on the lips. Gave
I
you
know,
the
but she
other
still
cheek.
gave me a smooch.
I think again, probably without having to do an insight check, that I don't think Claire is particularly threatened by Felix. Like, it's Mama Felix. Like,
Which is really
I
threatened
think
by-
we all realize that it's Mama Felix. After 3 months of hanging around with Mama Felix, I think she understands that it's Mama Felix.
Mm.
She has been around you all for 3 months. You have.
She's part of our crew now.
She's part of your crew now.
Oh, good Lord.
You have another intern, and it happens to be the. Yeah.
Incredibly.
Hey, remember that
powerful.
time she almost like killed you all?
Yeah.
That was good times.
Hey, remember
good
that time I almost killed her?
Good times. She kidnapped Saccharin. Oh, don't tell Saccharin. She did kidnap him. All right. With that, I think we will. That'll be your 2 days. We'll takes us to 10 days before the big auction. You all are all set up at an abandoned warehouse.
Oh, as an artificer, I'm going to set up static visual effects.
Mm-hmm.
And it will be like a big effect of like it will show the gun from like a 360 degree, and it will have
like a
its
screen, like
specs.
rotating.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That when I touch the stone, it will come up. I will and show another like and the other one will be for the god stream because I'm a magical picker.
All right.
And I can do that.
Yep. So we've got you got yourself a whole warehouse. You got yourself set up with a bunch of images and whatnots. You got yourselves, I'm assuming, some sort of boomboxy thing, because you can also run artificer thing, and I think Horatio can help out with minor. Horatio and probably Bruno can help out with minor illusions. I forget if he's.
I don't have minor illusion.
You don't have minor illusion? Oh no.
Never mind. I am not an illusionist.
I don't know if Bruno does, but if he does, he'd probably help you out. You got yourselves your 10 beefy mostly dwarfs. They are definitely not the brightest bunch, but they are punctual. They all showed up clean and shaven and looking nice and proper. You have to, give them their uniforms, but they get all cleaned up and look good. Claire has managed to set up a nice little stage and some chairs. She said she was only able to find you like 20 chairs, so let's hope that no more than 20 people show up. Yeah, I'm gonna call it there because I gotta figure out how to run an auction. How do you all to run an auction?
Yeah, that's
different than me running one. But that's okay. There are rules for this. What I'm thankful for.
There are always rules for everything.
Yes, I just gotta read them.
Bruno does have minor illusion.
Okay, yes. So between the two of you, super easy for you guys to set up a bunch. You can make it nice and glamorous or tacky. I don't know which one. I don't know which one you're going for at this point. Honestly, I honestly don't know if you're going for super tacky, or super glamorous. Like, I can't tell. Which is probably the point.
We're looking for like serious underworld.
Yes.
A little intimidating.
Not with Etsley around.
Pretty.
Honestly, she's not that intimidating.
Well, Etsley doesn't have to be the intimidating one. the whole.
No.
I'm just still giving you shit for not being
Oh,
intimidating.
please. It's never my job to be intimidating. I'm persuasive and deceptive.
You killed off the guy who would normally intimidate people.
Who wasn't proficient in intimidation.
Who just used athletics instead.
All right, so with that said, I think I'm gonna call it there so that I can read through these rules.
That's fair.
Figure it out how we're gonna do this.
And figure out more shipping.
More
Or
shipping.
or if I may, it's like
Mhm.
5 a.m. here.
That too. It is also like 5 a.m.
Yes.
Should we start with the auction next time, and then you can explain
Yes,
the
yes,
rules?
yes. No,
That's the plan.
That's
Oh,
the plan.
sorry, I had to BRB because I did
No.
say
No,
it.
Yes,
that's the plan.
We're done for today. And we're gonna
Okay.
start with the auction. So yes, you are all set up for your auction. I got some rules to read. I probably have some rules to share with you all so that you can read them between now and next week and
That
kind of
would be
have a general idea of how auctions are gonna work. Because there's gonna be some dice rolls and whatnots.
That's fine.
And all that. So but that's all things that I can figure out in the next week or so.
Woo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure
all
you
I
do
got.
your homework this time.
Thank
I
you.
did my homework just very last minute.
Wait.
Also, we
Well, that's
invented
the
an
best
auction.
time.
Also, yes. That's
So-
cool. Yeah. If nothing else, this has been super easy to prepare for because like I really don't need I can't tell where you all are going with this.
Yeah.
So it's very much like I'm gonna write this down and then look it up next time because I have no idea what they're going to do. I'm absolutely clueless. Like so much improv. I have no idea what you all are. What your end goal at this point? I don't even know what your end goal is. I'm like, I think they're trying to save Felix's mom, but they might just want to become war criminals. I don't know. Like,
Yes, black market.
We're trying to
Felix has
save.
her eye on the prize this whole time. She needs to get into that auction
We're
so that she can.
We're becoming war criminals so we can save Felix's mom. It's all
Exactly.
It's
And she's
all part of the
also,
plan.
honestly, she's mad at the people for murdering her in the future. Like she
Yes.
wants to kill the people that will kill her mom later because she's mad at them.
yes.
And she needs to kill them very hard.
All right. Well,
So the adventure continues this time,
Mhm.
same time next week. Thank you, RD, for a very fun session. Thank you, everyone in the party, for a very fun session.
yes.
And until next week, it's goodbye from me and goodbye from the party. Say goodbye, party.
Goodbye,
Bye,
buddy.
Party.
Hey, they did the bit.
The bit.
The
Okay.